666 of the Working Class Bowhunter Podcast.
Yeesh. 666.
Well, Doug.
Sorry.
As a man wearing angel wings, you can't just come off like that.
I mean, I'm guardian angel. I say whatever I want.
Good point. Kurt Geyer speaking, a.k.a. we'll get into it later.
Eric Hammond.
A.k.a. we'll get into what you are later.
Doug Schmidt.
Hey, Doug. Austin
Chandler
is here.
Jordan Jefferson.
All right, Jordan Jefferson's here.
Whoa.
Okay, this is a weird one. This is episode 666. The vibes in the studio are a little off currently. When you see the video or the clips, I think you'll understand why. And we're going to let this ride a little bit before we explain why.
I think the vibes were pretty good.
We're taking, if you think about it, 666 episodes of any podcast is a big deal, but especially a hunting podcast are a bunch of idiots. It's also
Very big deal, apparently.
very a big deal, apparently. And here's the thing. Did we think about skipping this episode? Yes, we did. We thought about it. But you know what? We didn't do that, and we leaned harder into maybe what people didn't want us to do. There's a Ouija board in the middle of this table for Jordan. What's your name over there?
Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Bruce Wayne or
Jordan Jefferson.
Jordan Jefferson? Okay.
All right.
So we got a Ouija board for Jordan over there at the end of the table. And if you're going to see clips from this, you'll understand why he's talking like that. And it'll all come out eventually. We all have
It
different...
all makes sense if you see the video.
We're all leaning into some characters here on this episode. We've never done anything like this on WCB. And we're all looking at each other very strangely
It's a weird vibe.
during the recordings of this. And what would episode 666 be without a true cult leader in the house?
Oh, hey, what up, guys?
Oh, what are you dressed as?
They have to look to see.
Okay. All right, cat's out of the bag. We're all dressed up as something different if you're listening to audio, and the video version of this is going to be really funny.
The clips are going to be
I was
better.
really hoping to make it like a half hour before we dropped it, but we got to get
We gotta get it out.
we got to Jordan,
Cat's out of the bag.
Jordan, you want to start with what you are?
I'm Batman.
Okay. Jordan's dressed as Batman, and
I'm Batman.
Jordan is Batman, and he actually is dressed as Batman.
He is.
So he's Batman.
Full blown in a Batman outfit. Good to see you, Batman.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
Do we go by Batman or Bruce?
Or Jordan.
Batman.
Lee looks like a guy from a TV show on the Outdoor Channel in 2007.
Booyah, baby.
Okay. Looking great. For some reason, you have a suit coat on, but I love the cross necklace. It's very fitting.
Hey.
Doug is
The
just a
savior of the podcast.
Our guardian angel.
Guardian angel.
You're a sweet, sweet angel. That's beautiful.
Some might say angel in the outfield, but here we are.
You look great.
Thank you.
What was that little dance you did?
That's a Halloween costume a hot chick would typically wear. But we got you.
Some might say I wore it better, but
Who said that?
someone probably will somewhere. I heard it before.
AKA no one has said that
I
yet.
heard it once.
Someone will say that.
Someone said it. I heard it earlier.
Okay. It's not true. I don't think it'll ever be true. Austin, what are you?
I'm just a humble carpenter farmer. The Lord was a humble carpenter, so.
You look like a combine mechanic from Central
Well,
Illinois.
these are exactly the clothes that I wore yesterday, taking on a transmission. So
Very
that's
humble.
what I had.
Very.
Changing out a hydrostatic transmission on a combine.
Doesn't have anything to do with wood, but okay.
You know,
There was wood near him.
Times have changed.
working with what I
Here.
got.
Yeah, times have changed.
Eric is.
I got to bless you all here, okay?
Thank God you're here.
I'm here.
God bless you.
Batman.
Sorry.
Batman. What the hell did that come
What the
from?
hell?
Eric is a priest.
I'm a priest.
Kissoon tight.
Thank God. And I don't really know what I am.
The darkness.
Okay.
I think you're the Grim Reaper,
It seems wrong. I feel guilty for my costume.
the bringer of death.
No, of deer death.
There you go.
I'm the Grim Reaper of deer.
And they come see me afterwards. If they're good.
All right.
Okay,
Wait a
so that's
minute.
what we are. We're all dressed up. We'll see how long we can last in our costumes. We thought it would be fun to make this like a Halloween episode because during actual Halloween, we're so deer focused that nothing happens. But we're talking kind of like Africa recap, and we're going to talk a little bit of whitetails in this episode. I want to kind of split it half and half as best as possible. I feel really uncomfortable. I feel like my costume sucks. And
Why does it suck? It's badass. What are you talking about, bro?
on the inside of this costume, it's not very much fun.
Do you feel like you're sitting in a tree stand in the middle of August with a
I feel like I'm trying to
face
breathe
net
through
on?
a fat goth chick's panties.
Okay. Sick.
And if you see the video, you'll probably get that analogy. Not that I've ever done that, but I imagine that this is what it would feel.
This is what you dreamed about.
It's actually, minus the smell, it's a fun fantasy that I'm kind of living right now.
Jesus. Are you going to hunt out of that thing?
It'd actually be pretty sick.
Keep the bugs off your face.
No anchor point, though. Can't anchor
You
on
can
the
feel through there.
Manitoba bear hunt's what I'm feeling.
Oh, yeah, it's like a mosquito net, but black. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Thank you for tuning into the WCB podcast. I
Thanks for
hope
being
you
here.
enjoy some of this different stuff that we do. Here's the thing. We're just not very smart people trying to have a good time in life.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about, having a good time. And if you have a problem with it, we're not the show for you. And that's fine.
Bless you.
You know, do whatever you do.
Have a blessed day.
Bless you. Actually, I want to steal your soul right now if I'm playing into character.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But we won't. So, boys, we just got back from Africa.
We did.
Holy moly. I've been
Holy-
back for a long time.
Doug went and has been back. How do I drink out of this thing?
There you go.
Shit, you've been back for a month and a half before Kurt even went.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened with you in Africa, dude? So, all right, so this is kind of backwards. Selfishly, we wanted to record 666, and so we forced it in. And this recap is launching before our camp episodes. So you're going to get the recap before you get the actual camp episodes. But I feel like camp episodes offer a different vibe. Mm-hmm. So just be aware. But what's been up, Doug? How was your trip?
My trip was, was fantastic.
Yeah, tell me about it. What happened?
We started off slow a couple days, but once the third day happened, it just turned into
The floodgates open, it seemed like.
dude, it was crazy.
A slaughter.
So I told Stuart, you know, if we see a big impala, I'd probably shoot one just because
Just because it's
impala are just awesome, you know.
Yeah.
So we had a big one come in, and you know he wanted to come in, didn't come in. He's chasing does around or whatever you call them, females, and then at the end he finally did come in, and then there's this huge warthog we were after.
I killed it.
Not well, you just
Batman.
Batman, you just ruined it. Anyways,
I didn't. Just wait.
we're after
The best is yet to come.
I think came in like 4 times, and it just never gave an opportunity.
The Warhol, dude.
Nah. But the Impala was, came right to the water finally, and 20 yards, just drilled it. It went like 20 yards and piled up. So we went and actually did that and came back and sat in the blind, celebrated a little bit. And then another nice warthog came in, and I was kind of thinking about it, and Stuart's just like, why not, man? Just do it.
Feels good.
he's very convincing.
I love that.
So I think that was 20 yards as well, yeah. And I drilled that one too, actually. And the trackers, it was even at night we found it. So I didn't think we were going to find it till the morning, but they just went right for it.
Love it.
So that was pretty good. We went and celebrated a bunch. A lot of people, my whole group was doing very well.
So you guys stacked them up.
Yeah, I think we killed 29 animals.
But like the
Jeez.
first couple of days, it was like,
It was pretty slow.
oh, we shot
I think it's
one,
just 'cause it
this
was
guy
like-
shot one, and then all of a sudden, boom,
It
like
was chilly.
You guys
it was
were
a little colder
tipping shit
when we
over.
got there.
Cold's not good in Africa.
You're chili whopping shit, weren't you?
Dude, at night it was actually really cold.
You gonna take that, Lee?
Booyah.
Hey, thank you, Lee.
Oh, wow.
Chris. So I think something people like kind of overlook in Africa, they think it can feel like at times so plentiful that you're just like, it's a shoot 'em up rally. But I think people, when it's good, it's good. But
Yeah.
when you're hunting, you're hunting.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll get into that. There's kind of some examples, and I dealt with a little bit of it, but I know Eric dealt with it. I dealt with it, I felt like, for half my trip. And you're hunting still. Even though
it's still hunting.
it's opportunity rich, yes.
Yeah.
But you're not shooting any animal. You're shooting the right
yeah.
animals, and you're targeting certain species.
Depends a lot on the weather too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Go
on the
3 or
weather.
4 days in a
We're
row
still
on a
seeing
rough
animals,
stretch.
but yeah, not like when it got warmer. And when it warmed up, then everyone really started knocking them down. So I got those two out of the way. I think we're going for an eland next, which was like the main thing I wanted to go for. And they said they had one coming to a blind. We went there and literally sat down, and it came in. And like it was facing us the whole time, like eating. It was just like for 2 hours, felt like, but it was probably like 30 minutes. But man, he just would not give a shot. So then he finally started walking off. I was like, oh shit. And Stuart's like, yeah, we gotta shoot him now. So like I pulled back, and I was set for 20, but he was at like 25, he said. And he finally just had to like yell at him to stop him. And man, I shot, and it felt really good. And Stuart said he smoked him, and you could see his horns go through the brush a little bit, like 40 yards, and then he just tipped right over. And it was crazy.
Love that.
You seen him tip over?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass.
You don't see African animals die very often.
No, you do not. And
That thing's massive too.
Yeah,
That
it
thing
was
is so huge.
That's probably one of the coolest hunts I've been on, where I don't know, just make a perfect shot and then see him go down and just walk right over. And he's actually blind in one eye too, so I think talk to Sam, might incorporate that into the mount. I actually wasn't going to mount him, but after seeing him, it's kind of have to.
Gotta do it.
Just how big those animals are
It's
impressive.
so massive, it's crazy.
They make such an awesome mount. Like I walked into the studio that they have down there, the Joe Regal taxidermy, and I walk in and there's 50 animals on the wall, and the one that stood out to me was the eland, like just fucking massive.
Yeah.
Because what do those things weigh? Like a good grown male?
I have no idea. They're
2,000
huge.
pounds?
Yeah,
They're like
Stuart
an
said
Angus
over
bull.
1,500
Huge.
for sure.
Yeah.
He said sometimes they could be bigger than Cape Buffalo sometimes. But it was he said it was a Bushfield eland and the Livingston eland hybrid, so it had actual stripes on it.
Oh, badass.
So we're gonna try and incorporate that in the mount too. I don't know how far back we can go, but Sam's the man, so he'll figure it out.
Full mount
Hell yeah.
I don't know where we're gonna put it.
it in your house.
But that was the highlight of the trip for sure. It was a good day, and then even after that, like even after they came and got him, we got our pictures and stuff, and then someone else, damn fruit fly, people were also
They're
knocking him
everywhere,
down. So
dude.
it's like I went and was PHing for a few days, and then a Neala, they found a good Neala bull, and they asked if I wanted to go after it, and the owner Jan was like, "Why don't you spot and stock it?" And I was like, "Can you do that?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I was like, "All right, I guess."
It's Africa, you can do anything.
I was like, I guess we'll try that. So we found the group, and our first stalk was like roughing it, like taking forever, and they spotted us and kind of like were worried out. I think we got to 46 yards is when Stuart's like, "All right." He's like, "You good?" And I was like, "I think so." And I was like, 46, that's a little farther than I thought we were going to be.
I think so.
Yeah. But I ended up shooting right over its back. So
You gotta keep in mind these African animals, they react a little bit
Ugh.
to a shot.
Yeah.
Like they are fucking jumping.
and they were more alert than we were hoping for, but so did that, went back, relaxed for a little bit and let him settle down, and then we made another stalk on him, and we got to like I think 40, and that's when we smoked him.
Smoked him?
Yeah, it was a perfect shot, actually. It felt really good.
You're a shooter, aren't you?
I don't know, I just got lucky.
Missed the
I
first
feel-
time.
Yeah, okay. Good point. You shoot good.
Shut up, Batman.
I feel like 40 in Africa is like 50 to 55 back here.
No, it's
Oh.
like 70.
Yeah,
Yeah.
60, 70.
Yeah.
That one felt good though. I don't know. The elite ethos is. I felt like it was just flying.
The thing rips.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
'Cause, like-
this. If you agree with me, let me know. I feel like if anytime a shot's not perfect and you push the issue on a bow hunt on an African animal, you're asking for trouble.
Yep.
You're asking
I
for
agree.
drama after the shot. Every time you're asking for drama.
Yeah.
Because like Austin said, those animals are so on edge all the time, it seems like.
They can react fast. I mean, even like the larger animals, they just react faster than what you think they would.
Well, we had some guys in camp. The first impala they shot is on video, and that thing jumped the string. It's like he hit it high, and they ended up finding it, but it jumped so hard. And then someone else had a Neala they shot, and that thing jumped almost just as hard. So I was kind of like a little worried about it, especially because he was a little bit alert. But man, I don't know. I shot and he didn't have time to do anything. It was just zipped right through him. He went like 40 yards and piled up.
Money.
It was money. It was awesome. It was a great trip.
Congrats, buddy.
Yeah. And Alexa got an Impala.
Yeah, that's
a big
cool.
one,
We tell that
right?
story?
Yeah, a big Impala. It might be bigger than mine.
Her
but
first animal,
We don't
huh?
know for sure yet. We don't got measurements, but mine's probably bigger.
Tell a story on that, if you can.
So I was done for about, I had a day and a half left of hunting, but I was just hanging out with Stuart doing PH things, you know, opening gates, putting out
Jordan's
feed.
getting mad. I mean, Batman's getting mad down there. He's a PH.
Not you.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm more of a PH than he is, but
Show your face. Bitch.
Goddamn.
Jesus, Batman.
Continue.
But we went and helped and looked for a water buck, and we couldn't find it. And then we were driving back, and then we got a call that there was an injured Impala over by one of the areas, and they're asking if anybody wanted to shoot it. And I just mentioned like, oh yeah, maybe, like jokingly, I just said Alexa maybe would want to shoot it, and Stuart's like, you really think so? So I was like, I went to ask her, and Ethan just hops out of the truck and goes, Alexa, you're shooting an Impala. And like just give her the gun and everything. She's like, oh shit, all right.
He's very encouraging.
Yeah, he is. But man, she we got to it, and she dropped it in its track. She made a perfect shot.
Awesome.
It was a huge Impala too, really wide.
You guys mounting it?
Yeah, we got him. Might be
First
the only
animal,
thing she ever
for sure.
shoots.
Might be the only thing she ever
Alexa,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you.
What'd you think?
That was so cool.
Come
You
share
guys have-
come
Here.
share a mic with Batman.
Oh.
Stay away from Batman.
Come here, sweetie.
What the hell?
Damn. Why do I have a half chub? I don't get this. This is weird to me.
Batman was always
I was looking at Doug the whole time too.
That was Alexa's first crush with
What's
Batman.
your thoughts?
Oh no, it was so cool. And here, I never thought I would ever shoot any. I cry when I accidentally run over squirrels. So
How many squirrels do you run over?
A lot, apparently.
Now she's deliberately aiming for
Well,
them.
it's funny when we got there because
Squirrel.
she was there to film, and she's joking like she's gonna look away every time we shoot something. But then she like, I don't know, she turned a different person when we got in the
well,
blind.
every time we were in the blind, I'm like, "Are you gonna shoot? Shoot
She's
it!
like-
shoot it!"
she's like, "Shoot it."
No.
I was like, I don't
I
want
was
to
like,
shoot
"Who
it.
am I?"
Africa changes a person.
It does. No, it was,
Jesus.
it was
I know.
cool.
Love it.
What?
Turned me on.
Murderer.
Did you guys have hot sex that night after you shot that Impala?
Kurt, come on.
Maybe.
Yeah. People want to
Have
know.
you seen those tents? Of course.
Oh, wow. Okay, what a lady.
Oh my god.
I heard some stories.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Don't act like you didn't know.
Oh my, we did.
Oh, you're a sweet angel.
I'm an angel.
No, we didn't.
You not see the scar on his arm?
Oh, God.
What happened? Would you bite him?
No, I got hammered and fell.
He fell off the deck.
What happens in Africa?
Why is this conversation weird?
I don't know. The last night, it was like we did like a little campfire party, and I got fined quite a bit, so I was pretty toasted. And in the middle of the night, I'd take a pee, and apparently I got up too fast. And I like, instead of like falling on my face, I like fell like really slow, and I don't know, I hit something.
Fell on one of your broadheads.
Oh no, I would have ripped open. Those things are nasty.
Would have killed you.
Yeah, dead.
Slick trick would have went 20.
Well, good job, and thank you for taking care of Doug.
Thank you.
You're a sweet lady.
We appreciate
You're an
it.
angel and a saint, and I wouldn't take your soul, even as dressed as I am right now.
You did great.
Do I have to play into a character dressed like this?
I don't think
You
so.
feeling
I
like
kind of want to be a nice stealer. I'm feeling
You're
friendly
dead.
right now.
Yeah, I don't think you have to.
Just be me.
Yeah, just be yourself. I think
Just
you're
don't
good.
touch anyone. They won't die.
It's a good call. That's a good call. Well, congratulations, Doug,
Thank you.
Yeah.
on the sex and the animal.
It was a great time.
All around good trip.
All around great.
What was better, the sex or the animals? That sounds weird, but just answer the question.
Alexa's peeking in here real hard.
Truthfully.
As an angel, I don't know if I can say this.
As an angel, you did neither,
You didn't kill anything or have sex.
or have sex with animals.
Wait, what? Hey, whoa. Time
See if
out.
you're paying attention.
Time out.
Almost got you.
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I'll leave the people to guess. They can vote later.
Yeah, they know. Okay.
Yeah, they know.
I see an Instagram poll coming, which don't enjoy
God.
better.
Oh, shit, I should have said that.
Fucking animals,
No,
shooting
no.
animals,
hey.
Or sex.
No.
Sex or blood.
Oh.
or
Hey.
bloody sex. Okay. Eric, how was your trip?
It was good, man. We got into camp kind of late. We flew into Johannesburg kind of late. We stayed in Johannesburg at the
Jordan flew with you.
Jordan flew
Or, I mean,
with me.
Batman.
What?
I've never seen a person sleep so much in their life. I think the flight was 14 hours and he slept for about 13 and a half of it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was a long
For
flight.
people at home, he lifted up his mask to talk like Jordan.
Jordan is now here.
Really get it.
How's it going, guys?
Did you hate it? Did you hate the flight?
No, I slept the whole time. Didn't even.
He didn't even know we were on a flight, I don't
No.
think.
No, really, it wasn't that bad.
Dude.
You guys made it seem like it was way worse.
I can't sleep 13 hours in my own goddamn bed.
No, this guy,
That's
I don't
insane.
even know how he slept that long. Anyways,
it's
so
a
we stay at the
talent.
safe house. We get up in the morning. We drive to camp. And
You just say a safe house?
Yep.
yeah, that's what they call it.
Oh,
They run you to like a hotel. It's like gated and safe.
Yeah.
Kind of is in Jayburg.
It's safe, all right?
It's safe. Anyways, we get there, we shoot our bows, and Ethan was like, hey, there's a giant water buck coming in one of these holes. Does anyone want to shoot it? And I kind of left the congregation open to say something. And no one piped up. I'm like, I'll shoot a giant water buck. Let's go. So we drive to the blind. We're sitting there and I haven't seen Ethan in 2 years, so we were not being very quiet at all. It was more of fucking around the whole time.
That's the best part about Ethan, dude.
Yeah, and it's like we're not going to see anything because we're so loud. We're being all shit, and all of a sudden, here comes a water buck, and Jordan's the first one to see him because they're coming. He's on the right side of the blind. They're coming from the left side. He's like, there he is. There's the big one. And this is like a 1-year-old dink.
This is the first African animal I've ever seen.
That's what made it better. He's like, oh, he's coming in. Here he is. Here he is. And he walks out, and we're like, I'm getting all ready. I'm getting excited. And I'm like, wait a minute. Where is he? Because I can already see the little one. I'm like waiting for this big one to pop out. He's like, that one right there. I'm like, nah, that's not him. Here comes another one. Jordan's like, oh, this has got to be him. Here he is. He's right here. No, that's not him.
They kept progressively getting bigger.
Yeah, they just
Every
kept getting bigger and bigger. And every time he's like, this is him, this is him. And Ethan be like, nah, not him. No. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, this has to be him. And here he comes. I mean, giant water buck. And he's perfect. He comes into the water, takes drinks, but then he gets spooked and he kind of runs out a little bit. But he's standing there completely broadside, 33 yards. I'm like, oh, here's our shot. And I take it and just absolutely drill his ass. And he takes off running. We can see the arrow in the dirt, and we can see it from the blind. It's full of blood, and we can see Ethan's like, I seen blood shooting out on both sides. I'm like, badass.
Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Hell yeah. So then
Hell yeah, brother.
we get out of the blind, and there's these sable that are there that just won't leave. They're just hanging out, and then we get out of the blind. They're still standing like 50 yards. And we're looking at the arrow, and Jordan's like, what the hell? And the sable are coming back in to get water because that picture you took is badass. I'm sitting there holding my bloody arrow, and there's a sable 20 yards behind me.
Oh, they came in that close?
Oh, yeah, they're just standing there nothing's even going on.
It was a female.
Yep.
Bitches must have been thirsty.
Yep.
She just wanted a drink of water.
I heard a funny saying that Chris told me. He's like, you know why they're called the Prince of Africa? Because they're assholes and think they're better than everybody else.
That's true.
funny.
That's true.
They don't let anything else drink of the water when they're there.
Sables are very proud when you see
They
them,
are.
too. They hold a different
Aura.
aura. It's an aura.
They do.
It really is
There
an
is
aura.
Majestic.
They do have
when you see them, you're just like,
dude, they have a purple aura to them.
they do.
It's a real thing. Well, congrats, dude. You beat my water buck.
Yeah, he's a giant, man. We
We got 2 mega giant water bucks.
we called the trackers in, and they did their thing. We took off, and I mean, he probably ran 150 yards, and there he was piled up, and it was just perfect.
Badass. What kind of mount you want to do?
I don't know yet. I haven't really decided, but we have some time.
Way to start the trip off, though. Holy moly.
Yeah, we weren't even in the blind for an hour, I don't think, or it was right at an hour when they came in, and then the rest.
George's just like, wow, this is how it is.
I was like, this is going to be a fun trip. every hour, just something dead.
Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, you have this like, did you have a thought of like what Africa would be like before you went? Oh, Batman.
No, I didn't know what to expect. I don't know.
Kinda open-minded?
I didn't think it would happen in the first hour. That was pretty
Honestly, I didn't
surprising.
either. I was like, holy shit,
That,
he's
that,
right here.
that part is rare.
That is rare.
Doesn't normally happen like that.
Yeah, I soon found out that is rare because we were on the struggle bus for the rest of the trip.
Yeah. So we were after this giant
Bless
kudu.
you.
Thank you.
There's a
Prince
one-
of Darkness sneezes every now and again.
Huh.
There's
Didn't
this
know that.
one. There's this one kudu coming in this water. So we set up a ground blind. We're like, okay, we're gonna sit here until we see this kudu. We're like, in a ground blind with 3 dudes.
And it's hot.
It's hot.
Like, we're in the same place where Doug was, but by the time we started hunting this kudu, it got really hot. Like, from that time when he left.
Which
when
is
we
what
got
you
there.
want, really.
right. But
It's not
miserable.
like whitetails, but
But it's just not fun to
You just
sit
weren't
that ground.
in
But also-
the nice blind.
let me ask
Right.
you this, Eric, because there was some days where I thought I was gonna hunt the same hunt that you had on a kudu, and I felt the similarities of whitetail behavior to a kudu
Yeah.
very quickly.
Oh yeah, very quickly. Because I mean,
And we knew that from our first trip.
yeah, there was times where we would drive by in the morning and he'd be standing there. We'd go back. He would never show up.
Yeah.
You know, once you spooked him once, he was gone. But I think we sat there 2 days, and we're finally like, okay, young boy needs an Impala.
Well, no. I shot the warthog.
Oh, shot the warhog before that.
Yeah. I don't remember what day that was. 4? I don't know. But we were hunting for the kudu or a zebra. There was a zebra coming.
There was
into that.
zebra coming to that one. Yep.
And then that was the first day I brought my bow. And then a little warthog comes in. I'm like, there's a warthog. And I was like, I thought they all looked the same.
Well, and two, like Jordan just wanted a warthog this whole trip.
Yeah.
And the whole time these guys have these pictures of the one you've seen, like this giant warthog, like, oh, this is the one you need. This, like, I mean, he's a
A
massive warthog.
big one just looks ridiculous when you see it
Dude,
in
he's
person.
huge.
When
Yeah, I didn't know
uh,
they lived to be like 20 years old.
The tusks are just when you see a medium-sized one, that's like, okay, that's what I envisioned, and then a big one comes in, and they're like,
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking tusks are that big around. It's
You can
crazy.
you can tell a big one running in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
But
see
you
it
don't
no
know
doubt.
until you know.
like through
Yeah.
the brush. You just see tusks. Just,
Yep.
And when I got there, I
should've
told
got
them that's like all I wanted. And I told them I was using the bow, and they're like, oh, they're tough, especially with the drought that they had. Apparently, kudu and warthogs are the first ones to die off, and they just had a drought. So they were like, we'll try to get you one, but it's not going to be easy. So I was like, oh, that's all right. But it was the first day I brought my bow to the blind, and this littler warthog comes in, and he's like, no, it's not a shooter. And I was fine with it. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll shoot it anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And then we were sitting there for a while, and then all of a sudden, I see this giant warthog haul ass into the water. And I'm like, that's got to be a big one. I'm like, Ethan, big warthog. He's like, get your bow. So I get my bow, and he's like on his 2 knees drinking the water. And he's like quartered 2 really hard. And then he finally like turns on his knees and broadside, and I draw. And like as I'm about to shoot, he kind of quarters back to me. And then Ethan's just in my ear, shoot, 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 shoot. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
And then so I squeezed off, and I drilled him.
Oh, I smoked him.
Like it was really good. It couldn't have been better. And I couldn't see him run off, but Ethan saw him, and he's like telling me to turn the camera off to tell me what happened. I was like, why are you telling me to do that? What does that mean? And then so I turned the camera off, and he's like, he's dead. I was like, why'd you make me turn the camera off for that? Apparently he saw him like run into a bush and then like start climbing up the bush. Like at
Yeah, that
full
warthog
speed.
had no idea what
And
happened.
Fell back on his back, and he was done. There's like pieces of lung on the blood trail.
Oh, there was blood everywhere. It was amazing.
What was your thought about all that? Like, how'd you feel?
I was jacked up, dude. It was crazy 'cause that's all I wanted. That was like, when I came, I was like, that's what I want.
He didn't start.
All you wanted?
That's all I thought I was gonna be able to shoot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I do. I get it.
But yeah,
Why warthog?
I don't know. I just think they're badass.
They are cool.
And
They're
then
really cool.
and then Alan from Carve said he's gonna carve it up.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, that's sick. Okay.
Everyone was mad at him. They're like, "You need to full body mount that thing. He's giant."
Yeah, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be Euro and then chip the fucking skull up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the opposite of that actually.
but it's art that's unmatched.
Yeah,
Right.
Alan's
It's
gonna
gonna
treat
be
it right.
awesome.
It's gonna be sweet.
Cool, man. Congrats.
So then that was like, I was like, good, I'm done. That's it. I did it. I completed my African list.
Yeah, and then I think we hunted Kudu the next day.
Yeah.
And the following day, we're like, okay, let's get Jordan Impala.
I was like, all right, heck yeah, shoot an Impala. And we get in. We weren't there very long, and you seeing that big Impala come in. He came
He's
in
by
alone,
himself.
right to the, I think it was a mineral block or a salt block, and he was sitting there at like 32 yards. And Ethan was like, all right, shoot him. I was like, all right, it's pretty far, but
All right.
so I draw back, I shoot, it felt good, and I've never seen an animal move this fast in my life. It like put its whole stomach to the ground and turned completely like around before the arrow even got to it and just dodged me. Took a patch of hair off his back.
You missed him, huh?
And I hit him in the hair.
Gave him a haircut, literally.
Literally, that's it. There's no blood on the arrow, just a patch of hair. And I look at the video when we get back, and I put a dot where it went over his back, and I rewind it to when I shot, and it would have
drilled him.
been perfect. So I wasn't too mad about it. It just how it
is what
goes.
it is. But
It's something that's crazy that we don't like calculate in as a whitetail hunter. I mean, you might hold a little bit low on a super long shot if you think they can hear it, but like I found in Africa, it's something that you have to really consider. Like they are probably going to duck you.
And
most times.
I asked Ethan if I should like compensate for anything like that, like the day before when we were driving out there. I don't remember, but he was like, "No, just put it right where you want to." And I'm sure that's better. I mean, you don't want to hold low and then they don't move, and I don't know.
Yeah, I almost did that. We'll get into that a little bit.
But yeah, so I wasn't too mad, but it is what it is. We moved on, kept hunting for the kudu.
Yep. Next day, we went in, sat in that blind again.
Yep.
All day, morning until about like 4 o'clock p.m. And then behind us, the kudu grunt or that noise they make is insane.
It's like a bark.
To bark at.
Yeah, it's freaky. It's
Because we're sitting there, you know, we're sitting there like from sun up and it's 4 p.m. and we're like, so we're fucking around. We're being loud. It's like, we're not going to see this thing.
I think the first time he barked, we were eating lunch.
We were
Remember
eating
that?
lunch, yeah.
We were eating lunch and we hear this kudu bark. Oh. And then we're like, oh, fuck. So we all stop eating. And then nothing happened. He never came in. So we finished eating. And then later on that day, he started barking again.
Behind us.
Yeah.
And he came in and like, totally not where we thought he was going to come from. We thought he was going to come drink water. Well, he came from the opposite side to feed and to our right. And I'm shooting out of the left window. So,
Fuck.
yeah. So he's coming in.
I have a whole tree in my way right when he comes out.
Just going
Just
nuts.
walking in, barking.
Yeah. And like you can hear it getting closer and closer and closer, and we're like, I'm sitting there because the side window that has like the cover on it that you can Velcro up, it's got a tiny little curve to it, so I can see about a quarter of an inch out the window. And I'm like, he's got it, and all of a sudden I just see legs go by, and I'm like, fuck, he's right here. Like he's like, I don't know, 12 yards at this point when he walks next to the blind. And he comes out. No one can see him besides Ethan.
Yeah, because Ethan's in the middle of us. Eric's on the right. Ethan's in the middle. I'm on the left.
There's a tree in his way.
There's a whole entire tree. The entire time he was out there, just right in my way.
I got my bow in my hand, and he comes to this feeder, and we can hear him crunching on the feed. Just, I'm like,
He's right on top of you.
Yeah.
I can see the feeder, like a quarter of the feeder. I just can't see him. I'm like, all he's got to do is come around to the other side of the feeder, and we're golden.
Yeah.
And then he's sitting there feeding, and he gets kind of spooked and runs away, and I'm like, fuck. Because the whole time, I can, out of this little quarter-inch window, I can see the bottom of his hooves sitting there feeding. I'm like, he's standing right there, but I have no shot because it's not where he thought he was going to come from. So he gets kind of spooked. He runs away. Here he comes. He's coming back. He starts feeding again, but he's more like on the other side of the barrel now. He's not completely broadside. He's like facing us. I'm like, just spin around this thing a little more, and he's dead. All of a sudden, we're sitting there. I got my bow in my hand. Like, my heartbeat is going 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I'm like, fuck, this is going to be it. This is going to be it. Yeah. All of a sudden, their horns spiral, and this feeder has a center post to it, to a top thing. I don't even know why.
Yeah,
but
I don't know why either, but
somehow his spiral gets hooked around the center post,
What the fuck?
and he picks the feeder up and throws it about 20 feet.
and this feeder is not light.
Like,
it's like metal.
It took like 2 of us to pick this thing up, and he just tossed it like a fucking rag doll. But he tosses it and just, pew! There he goes, and we're like, fuck.
I look over at Eric, and he's sitting there with his bow, and he's like, what the fuck just happened?
Because I couldn't see, see the feeder, and I couldn't see him. And all of a sudden, this feeder just goes flying. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And Ethan's like, I've never seen that before, but it happened. And then that was the last we seen him the whole trip.
Yeah.
We sat in that fucking ground blind for 12 hours every day.
Fuck. That's rough.
Yeah, and then
Honorable though.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gonna be worth it if it did happen. It was a
It
giant
would be the
kudu.
most worth it.
Oh yeah,
How big a bowl was it? Did Ethan have a guess?
he didn't. He never said.
They're
It
bigger up there. is
It
what we
would have
learned.
been the biggest one that was killed.
Oh, for sure. Well, up in Limpopo, they're bigger than where we hunted the majority.
Yeah, he was gnarly.
That is something we learned. But kudu are like that. They're the elk. They're perceived as like the elk
Yeah,
of
I
Africa.
agree.
Yep.
And I think they have behavior
of a
and
whitetail.
challenges similar and demeanors, and they're cautious like a whitetail.
I think
Yep.
they're like a whitetail, but with megaphones for ears.
Oh, their ears
Oh,
are like
yeah.
satellites,
Yeah.
man.
That's something to factor in too.
Bunch of radars.
They're just shy of the size of an elk. They have the demeanor and calculation, the calculated thought of a whitetail.
About
All
the
the
size of
animals
my
do it there.
wings.
They're so turned on.
Yeah, they're turned on 3 times as much as every other animal
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So the second to last day, an Inyala comes in right next to us. They're building a new pond, so the dike's like right next to the road. So there's animals that if they pop over this thing, they're like right in your lap. This Inyala comes over, starts drinking. I'm like, oh shit. And Ethan pulls his binocular, so he's like, that's a good one. I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot that thing. Like 34 yards. That's exactly what almost my water buck was at. So I'm like, all right, we had time. He was kind of on edge, but he was there drinking, completely broadside. Jordan's on his phone
Jordan.
doing the thing.
Oh, I saw the Inyala, and I was like, all right. I feel like you would have said he's going to shoot it by now. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then all of a sudden, he's like knocking an arrow and getting ready to draw. I'm like, what are we doing? We're shooting this thing? So then I'm like, all right, here we go. So I start recording.
And it was like completely the same thing that Jordan's Impala did. Like I shot and he ducked, turned, and this thing just missed its back by like him. If he wanted to spun, it probably would have hit him in the neck. But
It almost hit him in the fucking back of the head, like with how much he spun and turned.
yep,
They're
That's
crazy.
crazy.
they
dude.
drop so fast and then take off. Like it was like going perfect, and by the time like right when he drops, starts to spin, it goes in between his back and his neck. Arrow perfectly. My arrow skipped and went another freaking 100 yards. It seemed like.
So they're like pronghorn on steroids, basically.
Yeah,
They're
Is what
antelope, yeah.
I'm guessing.
They're about the same, yeah.
it's weird. I mean, sometimes they act like that, and sometimes they don't. It's
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's hard to explain.
It is.
It's all
Yes.
situational. Even it's still hunting.
It is still hunting.
You know, it's like you can make blatant statements, but then it's not true. But well, damn. But I do give you mad credit for committing to the bull, a kudu bull.
Yeah, it was.
Because if you would have pulled it off, it sounds like he was a big ass bull.
He was a big
So,
bull.
Well,
he was a giant.
congrats on the mega giant once in a lifetime water buck.
Yeah, that thing's giant. I can't wait for you guys to see him.
I thought I killed an unbeatable water buck for our crew, and you fucking beat me by 1.5 inches.
Yeah, he's a mondo. He's a mondo.
He's a big one.
That's crazy.
Which is badass. We have 2 mega giant water bucks being hanging in the studio.
Yeah, damn
Water
right.
buck brothers.
Hell yeah.
We got to make a Waterbuck Brothers fucking graphic for that, just because. This fucking costume's fucking driving me insane.
Yeah, dude, these wings are annoying the shit out of my armpits.
I feel pretty
Yeah,
good.
they're not on your
Oh, I feel
fucking
fine.
face.
I don't know how hot girls do this.
Okay, I am in the darkness. I live in the darkness. Austin.
Yo.
I didn't get to see it much in Africa. I saw Austin for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say it was about an hour.
Maybe.
But it was a fun hour because Greg had just whacked a really good kudu.
Kudu, and I had to do photos with a zebra.
Yeah. I missed that one. So
Oh.
I had left and you came into camp right when he had shot that.
And we can't skip over this part. Like Jordan toughed it out. He went with me.
Yeah.
There's a week in between where there was no one from our crew there.
So what'd you do in that week?
There's 2 weeks. I was there for 2 weeks by myself.
2 weeks.
What did you do for 2 weeks? Just
And I will say-
PH'd it?
Kurt did tell me it was going to be 1 week, and then it was 2.
Curtis.
He just got acclimated.
He finessed me.
Should have done the math, brother.
That's
You're
right.
Batman.
That's all right.
Gotcha.
For the 2
Yeah,
weeks,
detective.
I just pretty much just hung out, did PH things. I'm like, Doug, idiot.
Doesn't sound like you-
Dumbass.
I bought
From
a-
what I saw, you definitely were not doing PH things. You were
Really? Because I had a leather
playing field hockey.
I coached women's field hockey for a day.
Nice.
I've never played field hockey, but I coached it for a day.
Did they win?
And that's not even a joke. I really did that. That was a real thing that happened.
Women or girls?
Girls. Yeah,
Okay.
I shouldn't call them women. That was poor choice of words. Sorry about that.
This is called the shaft.
Wait a minute.
Hey, easy. What?
What the hell,
choice.
Batman?
Poor choice of words is the most honest statement. Okay.
But yeah, I did that for a day. I went and bought a Leatherman because all PHs have to have Leathermans. Doug doesn't have a Leatherman.
Didn't need
Therefore-
one.
Yeah, because you're not a PH.
No, because everything I shot or helped find,
Idiot. You don't use it for things you shot. Use it for farm work.
I don't need any farm. It's all done already.
Yeah, because the PHs are doing it.
Because I'm the higher pH. You're the low one.
Yeah, right. You don't know nothing. But anyway, I bought a Leatherman. I got some gaiters that I actually wore, unlike Doug. He just bought them and they're still in the package.
It's at the airport.
Whatever. And then, so I did all that. And then there was a group of guys that were hunting with Nathan Regal. And they came back to the family taxidermy farm. That's where I was staying. And they wanted to go dove hunting. So we all went dove hunting. I took some pictures of them. And then I got the gun out. And I was like, I'm going to start laying them down.
Doves?
Yeah. I was like, well, I told Ethan, I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I had no idea. I've dove
Fake it till you
hunted,
make it.
Fake it till you make it,
I've
brother.
dove hunted like one time.
How much fun was that?
It was so much fun. There's a crap ton of birds. There's birds everywhere. I went through like probably 3 boxes of shells,
Didn't kill one.
3 birds.
One per box, not
Yeah.
bad.
Not bad.
I will
God.
say they do fly way faster than birds here, like doves here. It's
And they bob.
Yeah.
Dude,
like
doves here are
crazy.
tough. Like,
Yeah.
if you can kill doves consistently, that's not, like, you got to be pretty sharp to do
Yeah.
that.
and then I eventually told Ethan, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like,
Listen, brother, I lied.
yeah.
He figured that out after the first shell you shot.
Yeah,
you
he's probably like, it's pretty
dipshit.
obvious.
I pretty much like loaded the gun. I just told him, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I had fun. It was a good time. I would do that again.
I'd like to do
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, and then that was the first week I was there by myself, and then we moved back to where me and Eric hunted and Doug hunted, and there was a group of guys that weren't with like any of the podcast thing. They were just there with, like, they booked through Stewart, and I asked them if they wanted to do any filming. They said they didn't want to really mess with it.
Which blows my mind. Like
Yeah.
you're offering it.
Yeah, so that was kind of odd. But I was like, oh, it's whatever. If they don't want to, it's fine. They ended up shooting 2 Cape Buffalo in that trip, and I was like, dang, you should have let me film that. That would have been cool.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's so
Would've
weird
been
to
dope.
me.
In a draft.
Instead, I just stayed up at the lodge, tried to get stuff sent to Kurt, which never worked because the internet there's like nothing. Like, doesn't even
It's
work.
almost like it's a third world country or something.
Yeah. so-
Weird.
But at the other lodge, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, at the other lodge, it was pretty good, but So I just hung out there pretty much the whole time, and then there was a PH and his client that was using a gun, and then so the PH would normally drive him around in the truck, and the client would be up on top on the back with the gun, and then we'd look for animals and try to shoot one. So I started being the PH, Doug, and I would drive the higher PH around in the back with the client, and I'd be driving around the bush looking for animals to kill. You never did that.
I don't know if I believe you. That
I
sounds
swear to
made
God,
up.
I have videos of me doing it. 'Cause
He was
I
actually
like,
sending Snapchats of him driving. I'm like, what are you doing?
yeah,
You never did that, Doug.
yeah. I swear to God, I was
You
driving.
probably hopped in for 1 second.
Are you
took a picture
arguing
and
with
hopped
Batman?
back out.
I was driving
Jordan, pull your
around.
mask down.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. I was driving around. You should. I don't even know how to prove it to you because I actually
It's so
did it.
appropriate somehow. Doug,
I could whoop Batman's ass right now.
Batman he came in and he left.
Don't make this guardian angel turn to the devil.
No, you can't. Those wings are too pretty.
They are pretty nice, aren't they?
Yeah, dude.
Sick.
But yeah, I was just driving around doing PH things. It was pretty fun. I learned how to drive on the right side, like right-hand drive vehicles. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, and then when I wasn't doing that, I was doing nothing. So it wasn't that fun.
Honest. Just
Kind of a dry week or two.
Yeah. But after that was done, it got a lot more fun when you guys got in town. And that's where Austin starts.
Austin, hey, brother.
Hey.
You're wearing a legendary African Safaris hat.
That's right.
Shout out Stuart and Nathan.
Repping
and
my
Ethan.
guy. What a bunch of good people. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
After doing it the first year, you really look forward to a couple of years later when you can go back down there. And we brought a fun crew with us, man. Brought some good friends. John and Jess and Chris and Beth, our buddy Curtis. Man, it was so much fun. Greg hopped in with us. We all most of that group went to New York first, so we got a pretty cool start on the trip. We went and watched a baseball game, walked downtown New York City, never been there. So we got a cool little bonus just starting the trip out.
I saw some videos on Smug Mug of that, and I watched the downtown, like, New York Square time.
Yeah, like
whatever.
Times Square, yeah.
I have no interest.
No.
Dude, it's really cool. You guys would dig it, for real.
I don't know if I would. I watched that video and it stressed me out.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm a country boy, right?
Yeah.
But
You would know. You would know.
go do it once just to check it out. That was
Just
at
to
like
see it.
11 o'clock at night, and there's so many lights and everything. Like, all the shops are still open. Like 11, 12 o'clock, it's just like it was noon. It was crazy. But that was a really cool experience. So I'm glad that Leah and I got to do that. But yeah, hopped on from New York down to Jayburg. It was like 13, 14 hours down there. So slept most of that, fortunately, and met up with you guys down there, and we started right in. They knew that I had a score to settle with the Sables, so that was like one of the big ones that I wanted to take care of right out of the gate. And they brought me to the Sable spot, and we'd sat there 3-4 hours maybe. And we actually had some roan come in. We had a group of 4 roan come in, which was really cool because I'd never got to see one of those. And they're freaking massive. I was quizzing Ethan. I'm like, are these big? Like, is there any big ones in there? He's like, yeah, they're all kind of like mediocre.
Average.
Like, they're not just fully mature yet. So we're just kind of watching them. And pretty soon here come a Sable, and here come the next one. And we just kept watching, and there was 8 of them in front of us before we got done. Like, the whole group of Sable on that side of the farm was all grouped up in one, and they were all in front of us within like 30 yards. And Ethan, we watched him probably 5 minutes. He just kind of analyzing all of them, and pretty soon he's like, all right, we're gonna take this bull right here. He's like, he's the hardest at the base, which is how they judge maturity. And he said, we're gonna take that one. So I locked on,
Bless you, Batman.
ranged him at 28, and drew back on him. He's like, all right. He said, give him a parking ticket. I'm like, all right. So I put 28 on him, drew back, and I aimed a little higher than what I should have. I was like mid body, and on African animals, you should probably be in the lower third.
Lower third, yeah.
Yep. So I was like mid body, and when I let it rip, he ducked me a little bit. So I naturally aimed higher, and he ducked. So when the shot hit him, it was like right in the crease, but about an inch or 2, 3 over the lungs. It was too high. And initially we thought, well, maybe we clipped the top of the lungs. After 2 or 3 hours of following him around with the gun, he was with the herd. He wasn't like, we could tell he was going to live for several days after that. I'd missed the lungs. So we're like, fuck. So we went, ate lunch.
Sable curse.
And keep in mind, this is the second one I've done this on. I hit one the prior trip 2 years ago and hit him just about in the same spot, maybe a touch high. I had a mechanical head on that one, so I didn't get the penetration that I needed. So now I've fucked up on 2 of these things, and it's like, now I know you got 10 guys involved in this hunt now. You got 8 trackers, 2 PHs, my wife's with me, Jordan's there with the drone. Like, when you fuck up on an animal out there, you've got a big crowd with you watching you, so you feel like shit. You know,
well, too, and you're not on your home court. You're in a area that it's just there's so much pressure.
It puts a lot of pressure on a guy.
You travel
situation, halfway around the world. You spend a lot of money. You think 2 years on this. It's like, but when I executed the shot, I felt really good on it. But it's just like every little thing added up to make a bad shot.
If you're 4 inches off on aiming, you fuck yourself on how you kill an African animal.
Yep. It's a lot different than a whitetail. But anyways.
There's a lot of forgiveness in the shot of a whitetail compared to African animals.
Yep.
What I've learned fast.
But anyways, no excuses. I made a poor shot on this sable and ended up catching up with him at the end of the day. And Ethan was with me. I used his gun. I can't even remember what it was. It's a fucking massive gun. He's like, he was quartered away from me and he was in the herd, and he's like, wait for him to clear. He cleared, quartered hard away. He's like, get one in him. And as soon as I did, as soon as everything cleared, I put one in him and hit that offside shoulder. He run like 10 yards and fell over. So it was kind of a bittersweet moment because I wanted to arrow one and just see him fall down. You know, the bow hunter in you wants to execute a perfect shot and see him fall over. So the first hunt was kind of like, I got him, but it wasn't the way I wanted it to go. You know, I was kind of beating myself up. So went back to camp, celebrated. You know, it was good to get the animal in the back of the truck. I was pretty stoked. And then the next day, we sat in the blind. That morning, didn't see much. And then that night, we went in. And I wasn't really targeting any specific animal on this hunt. And we hadn't been there 10 minutes, and Leah goes, big kudu. I'm like, holy shit. Looked over, and they're like 70 yards. We could see this kudu kind of back in the bush, just analyzing. And he came in like first 10, 15 minutes, walked all the way in and got down in the feed and like started feeding and just picked his head up and then ran off. I'm like, fuck. Mm-hmm. They're so sketchy. And I was like, well, that was probably my chance for this trip for kudu, and he just got out of there without me even drawing on him. And we sat there and waited and talked and kind of like conversed on, if he comes back in, do this and do this different. And sure enough, an hour later, Leah's like, there he is again. And he comes back in, gets all the way up. This feeder's like 22, 23 yards. And then he just kind of looks and doesn't like something, and he just turns and walks off again. We're like, fuck, this thing's just not going to commit. I told Leah, I said, it'll be right at dark. He'll come in right at dark and he'll fuck me because I won't be able to see anything in this blind. And luckily, the third time he came in, there was about 10 minutes of light left. And he came back in, and he came all the way in. And by this time, I've got my feet where I want. I've got my bow where I want. We got the center window opened up, and Ethan's like, just get ready. I'll tell you when to shoot. He comes in, quartered in the whole time. He's at like 20, 22, and then he comes in, and he's starting to walk towards us, like hitting the water tank and then the feeder, and he comes all the way up to like 10 yards. I'm looking at this thing like out the center window at 10 yards. And I'm starting to feel comfortable because it's so dark at this point. I know he can't see in the blind. I'm like, well, at least he's not going to see me draw. And he turns to go back to the right, and then I draw, and I get drawed. I look down through the peep, and Ethan's like, take him. And as soon as he said take him, I was already on the trigger and just whapped him. He was like 14 yards, nose down in the feeder, didn't even know we were there.
Oh, perfect.
So, and when I hit him, I'm like, fuck, I aced him. Like, that was money. And we seen him run up and over the hill. We gave him like 20 minutes, and Ethan goes up, and he comes back. He's like, he's still alive. He's still got his head up. I'm like, you're fucking with me. Like, there's no way. He's like, no, I'm serious. He's still got his head up. So we sat there, cracked the coolers open, drank beer. Stuart showed up with the crew, and we're all kind of just sitting there waiting. We waited another 20 minutes, so it'd been like 40 minutes total. And Ethan walks up over the hill. He's like, come on, come with me. He's still got his head up. And I couldn't believe it. After I went up, finished him with the gun, after I walked up on him, this thing had a hole like 4 inches behind the crease. I still don't know how that animal lived through that for 40 minutes.
Was he laying down with his head
He
up?
was laying down, couldn't get up, blood everywhere. I mean, it was a good shot, but he wouldn't die.
Sounds familiar if we're down the story. It's like, dude, they're different.
They're so tough.
So damn tough.
They're
And
different.
did you say he was quartered away from you a little
Quartered slightly away.
Yeah,
You
so-
gotta hit African animals up the leg.
Yep.
Where the leg runs up into the cavity, you gotta hit them in that lower third up the leg. If
Yep.
you don't, drama is
Yeah,
involved.
bad
Yep.
things.
It passed through. It zipped through him, so it was behind the other shoulder, so it didn't hit offside shoulder. So I needed to be 4 or 5 inches more to the right than where I was at. So
Yeah.
I executed what I thought was a great shot at 14 yards, and he was alive 40 minutes later.
That's your whitetail mind, though.
Oh, it's
I mean,
crazy. Yeah, you naturally want, a whitetail hunter wants to aim a little bit back off the shoulder. I still find myself struggling to get right on that shoulder.
Just
but-
feels wrong.
Yeah. In Africa, you want to be on that crease or into the shoulder.
No, you need to be
Yeah.
into the shoulder.
All up
Yeah.
on
The
it.
crease is too far back.
Yep.
African animals just want to live, dude.
They will die hitting them in the crease, but it would be like hitting a whitetail in the guts
Yep.
or back liver.
Yep.
Or
It's going
liver.
to take him a little while. So, yeah, I mean, I was so stoked. He was a great bull. What was he, Kurt? Like 45, 44, 45?
46 and some change.
Really good bull. I was super stoked. I mean, that honestly, like, that was the animal going on that trip. Like, Kudu, Sable were my 2 big ones. And on day number 2, I'd already checked both of them off. So I'm like, fuck.
You thought you were done.
Everything else is a bonus from here. It's what I told Leah. I said, if I don't kill another animal, I don't care, you know?
Yeah, you're good.
And just the trip just got better from there. It was like every time I went out, something walked in front of us that we wanted to shoot. I mean, the next day, I think it was, we didn't see much the third day. I think day number 3 was the only day I didn't kill anything. Day 4, Leah got her shot. She took a rifle and killed a really old blue wildebeest, which was super cool.
Hell yeah.
To see her do that. She hadn't killed an animal for 8-9 years. So made a perfect shot, 130 yards, just drilled this blue wildebeest, dropped him. So I was super pumped on that. And then I went out, that was in the morning. That afternoon I went out and a golden one came in, and I had never really considered shooting a wildebeest, and this golden came in, and he's like, that's an old bull. I actually woke him up. Ethan was napping. Like, hey.
He's good at that.
Big wildebeest. He's like, that's a good bull. So I smoked him, heart punched him. And so we racked up a big bill on wildebeest in one day.
That's all right.
But it was cool. So we're going to mount them together. I'm going to have Leah do all the taxidermy on this stuff. But
That'd be cool.
yeah,
Banging your taxidermist.
I'm
Nice.
I'm pretty stoked to see those 2 together. Like that wildebeest double mount's going to be sweet.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Them goldens are so beautiful.
they are. They're cool.
And then what'd you wrap up your trip with?
Like a day after that, I shot a blessed buck. We had a group of blessed buck coming in. Like Tolo was supposed to pick us up at like 12:30, and it was 12:25 when I shot this blessed buck. So we were like trying to get him on the radio. He wouldn't answer, so it was like a high pressure situation.
Just like the giraffe.
The whole group came in, and I waxed this thing. He was quartered hard and just run right up through him and exited right out the brisket. Watched him die in 20 yards. And then Leah, we went to Ethan and Nathan's farm after that, and Leah shot a really cool, like off-centered spring buck. So Leah got to shoot 2 animals, and I got to clean up. So it was It was awesome, man.
Great trip.
Couldn't beat it.
Badass, man.
Yep.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Congrats.
Awesome. Phenomenal.
I got there. So we tell I gotta take this hood off. It's fucking killing me. It's rubbing on my nose. And I'm hot. I got there. I saw you for like 45 minutes. I hunted in a different spot for buffalo. But we did a long podcast. So there's camp episodes to follow. We get into quite a bit of detail about my buffalo hunt. But I'll kind of recap here, and you'll hear it in more detail on the actual like camp episode. We hunted buffalo, spot and stock some, and then my whole decision, I was like, well, before I was like, I don't really have any interest in killing a buffalo from a blind. I thought I had abandoned ship on it, but I'm like, well, no, it is cool. I wanted to shoot a buffalo with the best odds possible to get back to the camp that you were at, Austin, because you guys are only there for a few more days. I'm like, well, if we can kill a buffalo from a blind, let's do that, and we'll get back. And that's really what we did. Big bull came in, all the drama. You'll hear it all in the other recap episode if you're interested in more of it. I know some people don't care, but smoked him. This buffalo ran out. The footage is dope too. We're gonna end up posting it probably after these episodes launch, and kind of like basically to prove what the shot is. You know, Jordan filmed it in 120. Is it 120 frames? 120 frames. So it's like slows down real clean. You can see the penetration. You can see if you look up a buffalo vital diagram, it's in the money. It's in the salt, as they would say.
If you drew a dot where you want to shoot one, it's right where. Yeah.
Yeah. I literally don't know what I could have done better. Yeah, people are gonna hear it and not look into it and be like, "Oh, he's just saying it to make himself feel." I'm telling you though.
When you see the video,
I'm fucking telling you. And Stuart and all of them are like, "Dude, you did everything right." And so that's the biggest thing. It's like aliens fucking adopted
Yeah.
it. But
Crazy.
just to kind of recap on it, I saw the penetration. I call it out right away. I'm like, to the cresting, because that was like my biggest thing on this. It's like I had the Grizzly 6 set up. I had the right broadhead, and it proved it. You know, I passed through this thing right away. I'm like, to the cresting. Like, we're good. This buffalo runs out to 40 yards and is doing the fucking death dance, like wobble, just like doing the whole thing. I'm like, should I put another one in him? And he's kind of stumbling all over, blood pouring out. And Stewart's like, no, he's going down right there. Then he gets out to 68. He's facing us. We can see entry, exit, dumping blood out at both sides. I'm like, fuck, he's dead. Nothing can handle that. And if it's dumping, that's like heart.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not like spurt like lung or something like that is, you know? And nothing else bleeds like that. He goes out, he gets out about 65. Other bulls are starting to sense he's hurting. My bull is 65, 70 yards ish in there somewhere. Falls. Two other bulls start attacking him. You can see my bull's head flopping, like up and down, like he's dead. And they're like attacking him, like they're getting their dominance. They're readjusting the pecking order all of a sudden. And we're like, holy there he's dead right there. We're high-fiving, like he's down. When you see my bull's head flopping up and down, like from
Like a
other
limp
bulls,
noodle.
Limp noodle is the best way to explain
Limp
it.
noodle.
Fucking dead. Okay, cool. We'll give him some time. Sam and Linda showed up. We're like, all right, let's go get him. Nathan and Stuart went up with the rifle just to go first. They go up there. My bull stands up. And they're like, oh, shit. You tell they were like, oh, God. We didn't expect this. Nathan said he could see him bleeding out his nose and mouth and all that stuff, and then he fell again. And Stuart's like, we're going to just give him time. And we could have shot him right there with rifles, but it was like he's down. Like
Yeah, not much
He's not
reason
going
to.
far.
Yeah.
We were so convinced he was down, like that clean one arrow kill, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cool. We partied. We celebrated. I watched the video. We slowed the video down. We like all the stuff. You know, sports centered the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. You FaceTimed me from Africa and showed me. I mean, it was like, and you sent it to me. I was like, well, that thing's, you couldn't shoot it any better.
Chili womped.
Yeah.
I said that. I said, you freaking chili womp that thing.
We saw the video in camp. I said, get ready. Tomorrow night's going to be rowdy. We're fucking partying tomorrow night.
Yeah. We go in the next morning where he was bedded. Blood everywhere. No buffalo.
Like blood everywhere. And in that sand, you don't see that much blood. Like,
You don't see blood. We go 50 yards, bed, blood everywhere. Go 40 yards, bed, blood everywhere. Another 40 yards, bed, blood everywhere. Nothing from there. Vanished.
Like a fart in the wind.
into thin air, dude.
You said you were like digging down into the sand and could see that sand was saturated with blood like 3 inches
You could see
down.
spots where jackals were pawing into the dirt down to lick at the blood that was soaking into the ground.
It's crazy.
I do not have an explanation for it. Stuart looked at me and I asked Stuart. I kind of had like look at me. I'm talking to you at the moment, and he knew. I'm like, dude. He's like, Kurt, you could have done anything different if one came in and told you to do the same thing. He goes, in 30 years of PHing professionally, I have not seen this happen like this. It'd be different. If I hit him marginally, I could live with it.
When you look at the heart in a diagram, if you weren't center, you were an inch or two on one side or the other. I don't know. Like Jordan said, you can't move the arrow any better than where you hit it. Penetration was perfect. It's like, what can you do different?
So they have a WhatsApp group with like 300 PHs in the area. And Stuart and Nathan sent the video and photos and the screenshots. And every one of them's in the salt. Stuart said 300 of them out of 300 said in the salt.
Yep.
In the salt means he's dead. The hide's in the salt.
Can't take it. Yeah, he can't take it.
So they're like 60 yards. That thing's dead. And we thought too. He ran 65 yards and fell down. What the fuck happened? I don't know. I don't know much about Cape Buffalo. All I can go off is what Stuart and Nathan know. They've been doing this for 30 plus years. And, you know,
Equipment's adequate, shots adequate, penetration's adequate. Like everything adds up to a dead Cape Buffalo.
Like deader and dead.
Yeah.
legitimately, Stuart just looked at me and he goes, dude,
I don't know.
sometimes it's just bad luck. And I'm like, fuck.
We've heard that before, but this fucking Cape Buffalo is dead somewhere.
He's dead somewhere.
He's not alive.
Yeah.
No, he's dead.
So I have hopes. I put out a hit on him to the guys on the ranch. Stuart and Nathan are, at the time we're recording, are on the ranch this week, and they'll be in there in a couple weeks. But I don't know, bro.
So weird.
I did everything I could, I feel like.
And that was like day number 1 or 2 for you.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I feel like putting my hood back on. You know what? Might make me feel better.
Join the darkness.
Let me get back into character. Jordan, would you be Batman for the rest of my stories until you tell your stories?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. That'd really make me feel better.
Your hood's all fucked up.
Oh, hey, hold on.
There you go.
Oh,
God.
Here we go.
Looks good.
So anyway, no Buffalo. No Buffalo. Big bummer. Not a fan of that. Honestly, and you'll hear the emotion in the camp podcast where I kind of like, you know, you see different shit that happens, how people shoot buffalo with bows, and you realize that there's more to the story. But if you don't know, you think like what you see on TV and shit's like believable. But they're like, are you gonna come back and shoot one with a bow again? Like next time you come down? I'm like, fuck no. Why?
Yeah.
Why would I? What? They're impossible.
It makes
Right.
me not want to do it.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, John Foreman was with us and he's like, I'm going to spot and stock one next time. And I'm like, dude, I hope you do. But I'm telling you, my shot was perfect. And if you're spot and stock one, it 100% will be less perfect than the shot I made.
Yeah.
And I'm in this weird mixed area because I'm a bow hunter through and through and I love it and I believe in it. And then you see some of the PHs that say buffalo are for guns only, buffalo are not for bows, and that's why you see those dangerous charges and stuff like that. And the next morning when we're fucking tracking this buffalo that we thought was dead, and we're going from bed to bed through 40 yards through brush, and the whole time I was thinking, like, this is why people say buffalo are only meant to be shot with guns. It's a giant fucking mean, angry animal. It's the toughest animal probably on the planet after what I've experienced. And I get it.
Yeah.
I get that perspective. So when you see, I'm not going to get into it. All I'm telling you,
We all know what you were going to say.
all I'm telling you is when you see the video of my shot, you will be like, holy fuck, why didn't that thing? I'm just telling
pinwheel.
you. I'm just telling you. That's what it is. And I'm not trying to like hype this up to make myself feel better. And I say that in the other episode in camp. I'm just telling you.
Well, it's just hard to make it make sense. Like
It doesn't make sense.
biology says heart, lungs, chest cavity punctured with adequate penetration, that's a dead animal. No matter what animal it is, that fucking thing should be laying there. And it's not. Like
What
the
happened?
fuck happened?
Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
You want to tuck this in?
Yeah, it keeps rubbing on your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Real bad.
Aliens love Cape Buffalo.
I love
Yeah.
Cape Buffalo. They taste really good. We had it when we were there.
Don't
Yeah,
rub it
but it's
in.
like, was that not scary, Jordan, tracking that buffalo the next morning?
Yeah, it was pretty scary. He kept looking at me, and Nathan and Stuart were like, "Hold on, shit,
Yeah, you're Batman. What are you doing?
I'm back." Nathan and Stuart were like stop and like raise up their guns almost, or like get ready to. And I'd be like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die."
It's gonna hit the fan
I'm
right
gonna
here.
die.
Well, Stuart said, stay behind me. Don't be off to one side of me very far. Like, stick behind me. If he does charge, don't run.
Yeah, how the fuck do you do that? You get this big ass animal running at you, and you're supposed to hold your ground.
Yeah, juke him, don't run.
I didn't have my suit on, my Batman suit on, so
You were just out in the
Felt a little vulnerable.
Yeah.
You were like Robin out there. You
like,
better ready to get
like
fucked.
if I had my suit on out there, it would have been a little bit different. We honestly probably would have found him. I just would have flew around
Thanks.
and
Or they'd have thought you were a lesser Cape Buffalo and whooped the fucking shit out of you.
not me. They know his boss.
Yeah. But anyway, that really hurt.
Yeah.
Honestly, it bummed me out. It's unexplainable. But I went big, man. I went big, and I went home.
Well,
I left.
I still think they're gonna find him.
There's closure, I think, still that's out there. There'll be a video out on it eventually. We'll talk about it. There's for sure everyone's gonna see it. Actually, it's probably floating around pretty heavily around South Africa right now, in that group, because it's just unexplainable. Anyway, enough about me. Blah blah blah. Sad story. Didn't get the fucking buffalo. I'm not trying to make excuses. It is what it is. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. But when you see it, everyone will be like, "Oh fuck."
It's an important story to tell, I think. It's just a testament not only to Cape Buffalo, but just African game in general and how
They're tough.
resilient
Yeah.
they are.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I say they just want to live.
Yep.
They're tough as fuck. What else? So then we get back to the other ranch that Austin was at and had to good success. All right, I gotta take this off again. This thing is hot.
Which, by the way, the accommodations are insane. Like, the lodge is so cool.
Stuart and Nathan know how to find good places. So yeah, we went back. I was pretty open minded for animals, you know. We went in. What happened? The next shot. So we had shitty weather. I'm trying to remember. You'll hear it all. You'll hear it all again. We tell the full details on it, but we're just doing a quick recap. I'll actually, for time purposes, so I kind of speed up through a little bit of it. Shitty weather, pretty much.
Got cool.
Cool. It got cool, which is not good there, and it got windy, really, really windy. We were hunting kudu real hard. We were on a real big bull. And they just wouldn't come in. One day, I think we saw him the most. He came in 6 times, but didn't actually come in. Could have maybe pushed a shot, but like I said earlier in the podcast, it's not something you do.
Right.
So we chose not to. Could have shot him at 35, and there was a tree blocking part of the vitals, and it was just like, it just would have been, if we would have taken the shot and it didn't go well, you'd have been like, why didn't I just wait? But then if you would have smoked it, you would have been like, I pulled it off.
Yeah,
you know? So we just waited on that good shot and took 8 days straight of hunting kudu to have that happen. In the meanwhile, I pinwheeled a all black Impala. We talk about that on the recap. I shot a really freaky gims buck, and I shot a jackal. So pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff. The gims buck was really neat. The kudu was a cool thing. Like, we basically were on a bigger bull. The one that we were hunting with, the wind got weird. So it was like really windy. We hunted that morning. We're in the blind. And Tola, it was me, Tola, and Jordan. And Stuart was taking his wife back to the airport. And we're sitting there, and the wind was just crazy. And there was like a mountain kind of there, and like a ravine behind us, and a little hill. And you just see the wind going this way, and then it'd whip this way, and then it'd whip that way. And this is what would have been day 8, right?
Yes.
The 8th day of doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that bull's we might see him, but he's not going to commit. I wouldn't commit with this one.
He wouldn't commit with good weather.
He wouldn't commit with good weather. We see him, and that's motivating. But like, how long do you like sit there on a bull that's
After 8 days, it's probably time to change it up.
Yeah, play your odds. So, and we had seen another bull on another blind. So with that wind, I'm like, there ain't no way tonight when we think he's going to come in that he's going to fucking come in because nothing else is coming in. And if nothing else is committing because the wind's shifty.
A kudu's not.
Exactly. A kudu's not. So I started to feel like, am I playing the same week of hunting that you were playing? Kind of, like.
Yep.
So what we did was we're sitting there. Zebra came in. They came in, but they weren't in. They were bedded off. We watched them. And then some blessed buck came in. That was kind of neat. But once the blessed buck came in, the zebra came in. I wanted to shoot a zebra, but they didn't fully commit. I could have shot a young one. It just was whatever. I let him go. Well, then we're sitting there. Then again, I see a gims buck. I'm like, oh, here comes a gims buck. Oh, dude, it's like a freaky. It's got this weird horn. That'd be kind of neat. And the gims buck surprisingly committed, even with the wind. Pinwheeled that, went 100, between 100 and 150 yards probably. Recovered that. Awesome shot. Hit the offside. Like you got to hit him up the leg, dude. You got to aim like you got to aim at African animals like you're mad at them. You know when you shoot a coyote during October and you just put that pin wherever you want because you're just mad at them.
Yeah.
You have to shoot African animals kind of like that with purpose. And purpose of them not going anywhere.
You want to watch them fall down.
Yeah, you're aiming in the goods.
Yep.
Too far to the front of them, you're too far from the front, and you're going for it. So you know what I mean. So that's what I did on this gims buck. Got it. Then Jordan will have your fill-ins here. I'll just tell my story so we can get it through it.
Yep.
And then that night we switched blinds. I made the decision. I was like, am I bossy with my decisions? I kind of feel like I want to do this. And then I just tell Stuart what I want to do. And
I don't know.
I just wonder, Stuart's like, shut up. I know what's going on.
Shut up.
I mean, it's your hunt.
I'm passionate though.
People do that.
So I just wonder if my passion gets in front of my,
Some people do
my
that,
pH sometimes.
It's like, I don't want to go to that blind. I'd rather go to somewhere else.
And that's fair. But I'm like,
side question: do they run trail cameras over there and stuff
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
see and know what animals are around?
yeah, to a point. Cell cams don't really work most places, but we were running cams. Like we knew that bull was there.
Right.
And so we kind of knew. It was kind of like, from what we seen and what we had on cam, where he's not committing. We know it, Like he'll be here. Well, we might see him, but shot opportunity is low,
Right.
And it got lower and lower the more we hunted them because obvious. It's like whitetails are the same way. So we bailed, went to a different blind, and had a bunch of gims buck roll in. We saw so much. We saw Impala off to the out of the end. We had wildebeest come in. And then here come a bunch of Cape Buffalo, and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's over. Nothing comes into Cape Buffalo. But it was only 4 bulls came in. They were actually the most polite buffalo you could
They
have.
were all eating out of the same bowl.
Yeah, they're all in one bowl, and they let everybody else eat. And I'm like, wow, gentlemen,
Yeah.
thank you.
A gentleman and a scholar.
So kind.
It's not like the buffalo we seen. Remember that one hole we were outside the blind throwing rocks and yelling at them, trying to get them to move, and they just stood there.
Yeah,
They don't
that's what
care.
we did too.
They did the
Now, these buffalo had scholarships. So they were just they were refined gentlemen. So they're, just doing their thing. And then all of a sudden we see kudu cows. And then you always draw back to the optimistic traits that you could apply. Like right away, we're like, oh, Ethan saw a bull in this area with some kudu cows. Maybe there'll be a bull with, you know what I mean? Like, even though it could be completely different kudu cows, you just automatically go optimistic. And I'm like, oh, maybe. And then here comes a young bull, and Stuart's like, there he is. Boom, here he comes. And normally they do kudu shit, and they just fucking be gay off in the distance, which I don't blame them. I'd be too. But this
They're sketchy.
This bull comes in. We got to watch the blind footage. We haven't watched that yet.
Yeah.
Back. Because Jordan set a camera up pointing at us in the blind, a 360 cam. This bull comes in, and the left side of the blind, he goes to the left side of the blind. I'm like, all right, here, I'm going to have to shoot him out of this window because he's going to skirt us. Then he cut. I'm like, all right, let me get this window. So we're all shuffling. And then, all right, the middle window. I'm like, Stuart, whip it open. I'll shoot him like a whitetail. He's like, it's too close. 5 yards is what it would have been. And he's like, just wait. And then we all shuffle around, and then he goes around. The wildebeest pushed him, and he spun around. And Stuart, I basically drew my bow back with the window closed, and Stuart whipped the window open, and I put it on him. He was 8 to 12 yards, and bam, offside, right where I was aiming. And I'm like, fuck, did I get penetration? It's hard when you hit offside because you see so much arrow.
right.
and then we were just stoked. Thank God Jordan got the footage. It's intense. You feel the pressure of the shot.
Yeah, because he drew with the window not open, so I have to like adjust my camera on the fly. Like as soon as the window opens, like find it, get it in focus. It's pretty tough, but
Yeah, that's
I
high
got
pressure.
I got it. It wasn't the best.
No, I think it's sick because I like it better than like perfectly filmed footage because it shows the intensity of the moment. And put it on him, cranked him. I didn't really realize in the moment. I do remember kind of like being like now or never. And he was kind of like turning slowly to like walk away, and I cranked him. And arrow falls out. It looked like all the arrows sticking out. And then for a minute, I was like, fuck, did I hit onside shoulder, and it just fell out. Well, Jordan slowed it down, and you could see, and the shot Jordan had, it gets all the way to the logo on the victory arrow. So I'm like, that's fucking offside.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I remember the first thing you said, you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like you were pissed off, and like I was freaking out too. I was like, "How's this happening to us?"
Yeah.
But then we looked at it, and we started celebrating.
Yeah, I looked at Stuart. I'm like, he's like, dude, location's money. And he's looking at it, he's like, he's fucking toast. So we wait a little bit. I honestly had like a 10-minute freak out sesh. I feel like I was thinking back on it, and I'm like, fuck, was I overreacting? But it was just like it was 8 days straight of like intensity. Is it not gonna? Honestly, I almost got numb to Kudu. Yeah. Did you feel that way too?
Yeah, after like when Eric's Kudu came in, that was the first Kudu I've ever been that close to, and it felt like I could feel my heartbeat in my throat.
Yeah.
And you know how sketchy they are. They get in that tight, like within 20, and it's just like you almost feel like they can sense your heartbeat, and they're so turned on.
Yeah. I wonder if I have that footage uploaded.
But then after messing with that Kudu we were trying to kill before with Kurt for those 8 days, he'd come in every day all the time, and it's just like you got numb. Like, oh yeah, he's here, but he's not going to come in, and you don't even get really worked up.
Yeah, you kind of just like after a while, I'm just like,
You see a Kudu bull, and you're like, all right, he's just probably going to do something stupid and go the other way.
I told Ethan before I killed mine, after he'd came in twice, I'm like, this is impossible, isn't it? And like, these fucking things just won't die with a bow. He's like, no, it can happen. Like, just be patient. And then like an hour later, we killed him. But
You talking
it
about
seems
that 360 cam? I kind of forgot about the little story of my water buck. So he's kind of walking away, and Jordan reaches around to start this fucking 360 cam.
Well, that wasn't a 360 cam, but it was a different camera, yeah.
A camera. And he knocks his phone in the blind off the
Jordan.
shelf, smacks the floor.
Shut up. Doug, listen to this. Hits the floor.
Hits the floor, and he's like walking away, and the water buck
buck
stops,
turns around,
and actually comes back to where I shoot him.
Yeah, so that's what a
To
pH...
check it out, see
that's
what it was.
That's what a
No,
pH
that's
does.
just a dumb PH who got lucky.
Oh, I was pissed at first. I'm
You'd be
like,
fired.
he dropped the phone. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I was like, settle down. I know what I'm doing.
you mother.
Give it a minute.
Daddy's been here.
Wait a
before.
minute.
I just started reeling him in. Yeah, there he comes.
All right, let me show you the shot of my gims buck real quick on the screen.
A fat belly.
Big old thick
Thick
bone.
boy.
So this gims buck ducks me at 19, but it still hit where I was aiming.
And that's a big animal, dude. How do they move like that at
I don't
19
know.
yards? It's crazy.
It's insane.
What's that in the back?
Plus buck.
Oh, it's white. It's cool.
It's a white plus buck, Doug. You should know that if you're a pH.
But see how much arrows sticking out? Well, like when you
Right.
slow it down, you see it kick in and kick out. Okay, so do the
If
Kudu.
I would see that whitetail hunting, I'd be like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
I shouldered him. He's
Offside makes you feel a type of way.
Yeah.
But here's the intensity. There's the window opening.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
perfect, homie.
Exact
That was
same
money.
spot on that one.
And well, dude,
And the golden in
golden
front of him.
God damn it.
but
the
from
little
that
golden
experience, it's like you see that,
It does look pretty badass.
but that's where you got to torch them, dude.
Yeah, that's
You
sweet.
have
You
to.
have to torch them,
Right up the leg.
and you got to understand you're not going to get the penetration sometimes. But if you hit the offside there, you are.
Looking at that shot, it doesn't look like super good penetration.
But that gims buck and that kudu shot were the same on the same day, and they both ran to their death.
And I swear, like my sable shot from the first
Play it
year
again.
was
That's
almost in
fucking
that exact
badass,
same
dude.
spot. Didn't look like any penetration. I think the difference is your head. Like you have to have a fixed blade head on, no doubt.
so
But here's the thing: you see the solidness of the hit Like that arrow doesn't fuck around. It's like, boom, it's stuck.
Yeah.
See, but when you,
that one looked to me like it. If I would see that where it stuck, didn't move, I would say offside.
Yeah.
But like your Gims buck, it like flops, and to me, I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
but
shit.
if you slow it down and
It's
you
with the
look,
leg.
there's a shot where you see how deep it is.
oh really?
Yeah, like this, like watch.
And I mean, obviously, it doesn't
Kudos to
matter.
Jordan,
You killed
man.
him,
That's a
so-
great ass
Jordan
shot.
killed it.
That
Watch.
was phenomenal. Honestly, like you said, that's better. than
Okay,
me than-
so right there,
yep,
you see how deep that arrow is.
yep,
Now, if you play it when he gets there, that's deep.
yeah,
Yeah.
But when you look, see there, it's
Oh,
kicking.
it comes out.
yeah.
See what I mean?
That's crazy.
That's the kick right there.
Yeah.
You
It's
see
kicking it back out.
It slides. It's zoop. There it comes back
What do they
out.
weigh? 700 pounds.
Seven.
what you said?
This one,
Yeah.
they get bigger. But you see, there
Yeah.
it is. It's back out now.
You see how high that freaking thing jumped as a 700-pound animal?
They move.
All the animals like that.
But when you
move.
slow it down, it doesn't look it doesn't look great. But when you walk, just boom, solid
Yeah.
slides back out.
So the vibe I'm getting with this whole kudu thing is it's like hunting a big ag field with whitetails, and like you wait it out. You're gonna see him come. You got a buck that's coming 5 days in a row. You see him 5 days in a row on the other side of the field, and you're just waiting for him to come out on your side. Basically, that's
Yeah, but they
whitetail
don't always
analogy.
commit. You're still hunting wind and you're still calculating, but
right. But you're seeing him every time, and it's like, oh, I saw him again.
yeah,
Saw him
not
again.
always, not always.
Not
That one
always.
blind was special, but this one when we saw him, I was like, holy shit, it might happen. But he came in, that was quick.
He came in with authority. He's like, he kind of like, it almost seemed like he knew what he was doing before.
Yeah, I shot him before the wildebeest pushed him off because they don't fuck around with him.
Normally, when you see him, it's like they make every decision as like every minute goes by. It was like he made up his mind for what he was doing. For the
He's
next
like,
5
Yeah.
minutes.
I'm thirsty. I'm
Yeah.
coming in to get a drink.
So I had like a 10-minute dance around the blind, freak out. Holy shit, 8 days of like hustling, not thinking it was going to happen. You flew all the way here, blah, 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 the bullshit. And then called everybody, and then we went on to it, and it was like, all right, when's the blood going to start? Okay, all right, we got a little blood. Oh, okay, we got good blood. And then I remember Stuart looks at me, he just goes, we got him. And I'm like, fuck, we got him for real? And it was cool. We had like a deep moment of appreciation for him. Like, I can't believe I got a kudu, man.
They always see him first.
What's that?
The PHs or the trackers always see him.
Oh, dude, well, I was 30, 40 yards behind him.
Not true. I found the Gims buck before the tracker.
Oh, you
and
did?
The PH did.
You did. We skipped over that.
Doug, another point why I'm a better PH.
I found my Impala, my Eland, and my Nyala. What'd you find, bitch?
I found every animal I shot.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you're right, but that's fine.
No, you didn't. So that was cool. We celebrated, and then I'm looking at. I think we talked about this on the other one too, and I keep bringing that up. It doesn't matter. So I'm like, we're appreciating them. I go, oh fuck, and I was like, this is awesome. And I was hoping Jordan didn't remember our wager because there was a pool out front of the lodge, and I said if I killed a kudu, I'd jump into the pool. And you know it's cold as
That
shit.
water
Oh,
was
yeah.
not warm. It was down in the 20s a couple nights when I
Oh
was
shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in the truck riding back, and I'm drinking a beer, and Jordan goes, "You gotta jump in the pool." I'm like, "Fuck!" I was like, "Did you hear me go? Oh fuck!" I was like, "I was hoping you'd forget about it." So we get back, and I'm just like, so I just immediately just start taking off my clothes because I didn't want to like hem haw about it. I'm like, I just got to do it.
Just
I
commit.
just took everything off and jumped in pretty much.
Was it cold?
It was cold, yeah, it was cold, but it wasn't like kill you cold.
And then
But
he
it,
went and took a cold
I
shower.
was in the pool.
yeah, then I get back to my room. I didn't have hot water at my room.
Oh shit. Oh, no.
So I proceeded to take a cold shower right after, which is colder than the fucking pool. So I did a little flippy flop. So I didn't want to just jump in and like land on my feet. Like I had to do something kind of cool. So I kind of did like a little flippity flop thing. It was like a dead fish flop.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Little silly salmon.
Yeah.
Silly.
Little silly salmon. And then the next morning, we only had like, that was like pretty much the last day. I was like, Jordan, bring your bow. I'll let you, this is your story to tell. Well, your Gims buck and that.
Yeah, same day you shot your kudu, right?
And Gims buck.
And Gims buck. There's a wounded Gims buck that we were driving by and we saw. So we went, had lunch, and we decided we're gonna shoot it just to do the right thing, just
Ethically.
yeah, put it down really. And so we get up to it or where it was, and of course we get there and it's gone. I'm like, oh, of course. it somehow magically healed and ran away when I was gonna shoot it. I was all jacked up to get a gims buck, and then it was gone. And I looked to my right, and he's like 60 yards the other way, bedded, still not doing well. So we get into like 30 yards, shoot it. It just basically stood up and then fell back down, and that was it. So that felt good, doing the right thing. And then it was the next day. I brought my bow. We were gonna shoot an impala, or tried to, and we were sitting there and we didn't see like anything all day.
We sat a while.
Yeah, we sat a long time, and then we saw a jackal. I think Kurt was gonna try to shoot a jackal, and then he ran away. And we sat there and just nothing. Really, really slow.
I remember at a point I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was warm out.
It was like good conditions, like.
We should see something.
And then Stuart's like, here's kudu cows. So we're watching them. And then there's a young kudu bull. And then right behind him is a big bull. And I was like, dang, look at that. A big old kudu bull.
Big old kudu bull.
Ass off for 8 days, and you hunted for how many days in here?
Well, listen,
Last day,
I
not even
still
hunting the
didn't
fucking
think-
things.
Dang, look at that.
Would you look at it?
I was just looking at it because I was like,
Just looking at it.
I can't afford to shoot a kudu bull. I don't get paid, quite frankly. So I was just like, hell yeah, there he is. Kurt, you could shoot another one. And then Kurt's like, you better get your bow. So I was like, oh, fuck.
Here we go.
It's happening.
Papa?
I was like, you mean that, Papa?
Dad?
Daddy?
So I grabbed my bow.
Love
and
you,
then
Dad.
I just start shaking uncontrollably. It was bad. And he comes in, and he was really close like the whole time. And like we're trying to get a shot. He's just like doing all the wrong things, like facing us.
Doing kudu things.
Yeah. And then the young kudu barks, and everything like trots off. I'm like, yeah, figures. That's normally what happens. So I was like, yep, all right, I will. Time to sit down. They're gone forever. And then he kind of stood in the bushes for a while, and then just slowly worked back in and faced us for so long. And these blinds have like a see-through window, and you keep the windows closed, so it's like a one way in, one way out. And so I'm like leaned over looking through the window, and I'm shaking so bad. And Kurt's just like, just stand up, relax. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, I only knew that because I was doing the same shit with mine. I remember being like, if you're going to shoot, fucking chill out.
Yeah.
Get your knees fucking underneath you.
Yeah.
It's easy to not get your knees
Yeah.
underneath you when you're watching them.
Exactly. So it felt like forever. I don't really know. How long do you think it was that he was standing there?
Well, I'm transferring the video to my phone right now.
It
The shot clip is 3 minutes long.
and it seemed like it.
But he was
forever.
there for. I took a lot of videos of him because I'm kneeled down videoing him. It was 10, 15 minutes, I think, total.
Yeah, it felt like forever.
But he was putting on a show. He was kind of skylined where he was at, and he would look, and then you'd get a good glimpse of him, and then he'd like slowly turn his head, and then he'd look hard one way. It's just like he was just showing him.
Showing off.
He was just,
Yeah.
And they look so damn big.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
And-
they're tall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really tall. And finally he gets the like spun around broadside, and I'm getting ready to draw, and Stuart's opening the door, and he opens the door, and I can't even fucking see him because I was too far to the left, so I couldn't see him. I was like, fuck. So the window's open, and I have to move to the right, and he kind of looks, and I think he like saw something. He's just looking, and I'm just not moving. Then finally he puts his head down. I draw, shoot, right in the crease, right where I was aiming, because I had a expandable, like a lighter arrow, because I only wanted to shoot a warthog, so that's what I brought. And hit right where I wanted to. He takes off, goes into the bush like 60 yards, stands there.
All right, hold on. Let's watch this video real quick. Now you're at this point. So this is that bull coming back in. He's already been in and out. So here he comes back.
So these are all pit blinds. You're dug in the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's filming out that like one-way glass window.
Was the water to your left?
To the right.
Right.
Okay.
So
Those
this
things are
bull's
just
not all.
majestic as fuck.
He's not all the way in.
How far is he there? 30?
20.
25. 25. Yeah, 20. Yeah, he's 20 here, right?
I think, yeah, 20. That's what I shot him at.
All right, yeah.
And yeah.
God, they're so pretty.
Kudu are badass, man.
They are badass.
Their horns spiral. How crazy is that?
So cool.
What the fuck is that animal? That's a creation. Like the spotting on the side of their face, the chevron, they're beautiful. Okay, so hold on, let me see if I can.
Pretty good video for a phone.
Oh, you mean the camera guy?
Yeah.
See, look at that. It looks.
Look at those satellites on the side.
They're huge,
And I feel like
dude.
I don't think that's when the window is open because I feel like he stared at me for way longer.
Yeah, he looked at you when the window opened.
Just munching away.
Uh-huh.
We're chit chatting.
There it is.
Whoop.
That's what he sees me. I'm
Who
like,
dat?
And that's crazy because he was like not even paying attention. Your
I'm like,
direction.
Dude, they hear. It's
and then when he did that, my mind was blown.
because you figured he was gone.
Yeah. Or maybe this is what he, oh no, there.
Boom.
oh money.
Right in
That
the
shot
face.
is money, though.
Yes, so we thought. Look at
Like if that's a whitetail, it runs 35 yards and tips
Yeah.
over.
I guess his leg wasn't even back, really. Like I thought it was.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to skim it.
Yeah, it's hard to see it.
You can see it there. Oh,
Yeah, like chili womped.
Yeah.
so he goes down in this ditch. I thought he went down right there.
Oh yeah, it definitely looked like he went right down.
Yeah, we were like, Kurt, I heard Kurt say, he's like, is he going down right there? And I was like, I fucking hope so.
Oh no.
Come on, pretty good footage for a phone, bro.
That's insane.
Wow, your guys' blinds are way different than ours.
Yeah, way different.
Even after the shot, you're
They're
shaking like a
small,
dog shit in
blacked out.
glass, dude.
Oh, you can
blacked
see
out
him
on the
back there
bottom,
standing.
So you can
Yeah.
look out.
Then you open the window above it.
And
Yeah,
he's-
it's got big ones above it.
So you could see his his antlers like that, or his horns, and he stood there for like an hour, just
Dude, it's
turning his
insane.
head slowly.
Like,
like-
10 ringed him.
And the other kudu ran off. This younger bull came over to him and then worked off. And Stuart's like, he wouldn't stand there for that long.
If he wasn't hurting.
Yeah.
Physically, everything that we've learned on whitetails just doesn't apply there.
So we're like,
It just does not.
Throw it out the window.
he's gonna go down. He can't take that for ever. Like, and then it got to the point where it's like an hour, and then Tola comes, and he sneaks through the fucking bush. He parked way far away, and the kudu kind of walks off. I think he might have smelled or seen or heard him. And we get out of the blind, and Tola like pops out of the bush like a sniper. It was pretty cool. I was like, holy shit.
There he is.
And so then Stuart takes the gun, and he's gonna go try and like follow him and see if he like went down, because we all thought it was a good shot. Like
Oh yeah.
it was a good shot
Without a doubt.
It was like we just thought he was dead. And Stuart goes in alone because he doesn't want all of us to go in there, and it's a lot of noise. So he goes, and then we hear a shot, and we're like, what happened? And he comes back. He's like, I missed.
I missed.
Oh no.
I missed. I hit a tree. And we're like, I was like, yep.
Fuck.
Fuck. I don't know. My happiness just went way down.
Out the window.
Out the window, way down. So Stuart's like, yeah, well, I know where he is. Let's go grab the gun. We're going to go and drive over to where I think he went in.
You want me to play this video?
Yeah. And then,
Okay, so we're driving, and I thought, so everything. So when we heard the shot, I was like, contact. You hear like, oh, and I'm like, oh damn.
but then he said he missed, hit the tree behind him.
Yeah. And I talked him up. I'm like, dude, Stewart's a real deal. He doesn't just shoot to shoot. Like, you know, it worked out. So this, as we're going right before I started recording, Stewart looks at me while we're driving, and he goes, "He's down already." And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" So I get my phone out as fast as I can. So here we go.
All I can see him smiling. And then he gets back up.
Yeah. Stewart's like, "What the fuck?"
So he thought he was dead.
Yeah.
So he's been hit twice at this point.
Yeah. Stewart's like, "Oh," you hear Stewart go, "What the fuck?"
God, that's insane.
Do you see all the blood pouring out of him?
Perfect.
That's from your shot, your archery shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been shot with a gun, pumped with an arrow, pumped with a gun, and you still go up, and he's still freaking alive.
Yeah.
And then we walk up to him.
So Stewart actually hit him.
He was lying.
Yeah.
All that blood there.
Yeah.
We walk up to him, and
Here, this is the walk up.
we look at the hole.
Casey?
Yeah, Casey.
Casey's on.
Casey's a killer.
Yeah, she's vicious.
Is that a dog? I'd assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a human.
That's one of the trackers.
Savage bitch. Thinks she's a dog, but she's just a liberal.
Really got that dog in him.
Look at that pH
And look at, you can see all the blood. Look at all the blood. Look at that.
on the rocks.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
How are you living?
I don't know how many stories we're going to have to tell like this, but they're just, you can't believe what they can go through.
I mean,
Look at that shot. Just like mine, 4 inches off the crease.
there's a hole in him that big in both
Is
sides.
he still alive right there?
I think the dog was pulling on him.
Yeah.
I love Stewart, man. Stewart's a fucking... God, I love that guy.
Yep.
I think he was gonna die. Did you see him run?
Yeah,
He could barely run.
Money.
Casey.
Casey, come.
Casey, come.
Casey, come.
Got the Kudu, dude. How awesome was that? Oh my god. Do you think you did your trip with the Kudu? No. I came here for a warthog.
I came here for a warthog.
Good shot with the gun. No, yeah, good shot.
Yeah, dude, you punched him.
That's my shot. Oh, you hit him?
That's my shot.
He'd say, "Oh, you hit him."
Yeah.
It was.
Look at all that blood. That's insane.
That was awesome, dude.
And I don't know. I don't want to put an asterisk next to it because I had to shoot him with a gun, but
No,
It's-
it's the right thing. That
Yeah.
bull would have died.
He would've
Yeah.
died. You did the right thing, man.
the right thing to do. Just end it, not let it.
Bro, my motto now, if it's legal to do that after a bow kill, especially on like something like that, like my buffalo,
Why would you let it just suffer? You know.
well, you know how bad I should have just been like, shoot that fucking buffalo.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, give me that thing. Let's crank him. But yeah, I think the asterisk thing held me back. But, you know, it's at the end of the day, you're just efficient.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why when the PHs see somebody shoot something with a bow and they get an opportunity, they're going to
Follow
hammer it again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just for that reason, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yep. For sure. But yeah, no doubt that thing would have been, it wasn't going far. But, you know,
We got to where you're standing for that hour, and
it was
blood,
a mess.
There's blood everywhere. It was like, how are you walking right now?
Yeah, it was a mess.
You have our videos on there? I know.
I just pulled this from my phone. I do have some of the videos on Smug Mug.
My opinion with that whole gun thing, like if you make a shot with the bow that's like yours, you
Yeah.
pump that thing. I mean, in all of our opinions,
Yeah.
it would have died.
Well,
Like,
even Stewart.
then
said,
it's like,
yeah.
whatever. Smack it with a gun, you know. Count it as a bow kill.
There's
in my
a-
opinion.
Yeah,
There's
finish
all
him as
because-
best as you can.
yeah.
That's your obligation as a hunter.
Yep.
That's what I feel that way about my buffalo. If they find it, I will still mount it and treat it as a successful hunt.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
100%. You'd crank that thing.
Yeah. Which I wonder if I have that on here. I think it would have uploaded, but for the bitterness of the situation, let's watch it.
Like, come on.
Like,
Poking out the other side. Was he slightly quartered too? Just a smidge?
Barely.
Maybe a touch, but
Not enough to make a difference.
Yeah,
You can see the exit, so it's like
Yeah, the exit's like
in the pocket.
Yeah, it's in the front side of the pocket.
But if you watch the other guy that was with you, those guys at MPC with Ethan, he shot his. So, and I saw that video.
I didn't see the video.
He shot his here,
Yeah,
and that thing went 60 yards and died. My exit is there. So watch.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, look at that.
Yeah.
When you look at the diagram of their vitals, to me, it looks almost center heart.
You'd see the broadhead.
Yeah, that's the
just-
broadside.
In the pocket.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
This
High in the pocket. Not
Blood
down here.
dumping.
There's where I broke the arrow right at the end. You see it fucking kink up. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Weird.
Mystery.
Any sense?
Great trip, boys.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I had some hardcore FOMO because I was getting the Facebook messages and I was like, ugh.
Well, we got some things planned. We're doing the clinic in February. We're going to not call it a clinic, though, officially. We got some ideas to secure it. We had a lot of people commit from the clinic and then puss out on us. We had, I want to say, we booked a shit ton of hunts for that. We had 40 cancellations
Holy
from people
shit.
being scared.
Yep.
I think we got to get a little deposit
Yes.
on the next one.
But we're going to give incentives for making your deposit. We got ideas. We're going to work on that stuff. We're going to call it a party. We're going to have Sam wants Cody Christian to come play.
Oh, sweet.
We want to do beers. We want to do product giveaways. We want to outfit you and have a good time. We're passionate about it. If we would have hated Africa after our first trip, we wouldn't want
Yeah,
it.
we would not be.
We
We'll
wouldn't
be going again.
Yeah,
That's
or
for
we
sure.
wouldn't be trying to get people to go with us, especially.
Right.
So that being said, with that, it has definitely changed the game. Like even bear hunts, people booking bear hunts on us, cheap bear hunts. Anyway, we're doing it different. We encourage you if you want to come. 2026 is the next time we're going. Legendary African Safaris. Nathan Regal, Stuart Pringle, Ethan Regal are the guys you need to get a hold of. If you're curious, where do I get a hold of them? Go to our Instagram page, and the last
It's just 30-some posts
30
have
posts.
them tagged in it.
they're collabed with it. Go to there. You can message them directly through there. If not, hit us up directly. We'll get you connected with those guys. We fucking love them. We believe in them, and we're gonna
Such a blast.
keep hunting with them. It's the best fun you can have. It's the best. We got a lot planned. We're looking forward to doing some cool stuff. But I want to book like 3 super solid weeks.
Yep.
In 26, and I want to try to like overlap them.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Did I see a video of you spitting turds?
I might be the turd spitting champion.
You are.
Did you spit a turd?
I know who's not.
I'm a 2-time turd spitting champion.
it, bitch.
You couldn't spit a turd if your life depended on it.
Yeah, right, buddy. I don't spit turds. I fight crime.
Hold on.
Well, thank God you do, because
Batman, can you back me up on how good I am at spitting turds?
He's pretty good.
The best. I beat Stuart.
Yeah, pretty good.
I can spit a fucking turd, boys.
Literally.
I bet you I spit that turd 40 feet.
Longer than that.
How far did yours go, Batman?
About 3 foot.
Yeah.
Piddled out of his mouth.
Batman was last place like every time.
That doesn't mean anything.
So you did this more than once.
2 nights in a row, baby. 2-time champ.
Damn.
The double champ does whatever the fuck he wants.
who started that? Whose idea was that?
Ethan, it's a South African tradition, Doug. You'd know if you're a PH.
Well, they didn't let us do it.
Because you're not a PH.
I was too busy darting Cape Buffalo like a real PH.
I was darting sable, bitch.
Not as good as Cape Buffalo, though.
Yeah, right.
Oh my lord.
Sable, you can just basically walk them to the trailer.
Was it out of the helicopter?
No, it was on the ground like a real
Fuck
man.
this costume. I'm fucking over it.
Nerd.
I need my hat. I've tried. I wish I would have dressed up like Chris Brackett, like Lee, the whole fucking time.
Hey, you had the option. You were gonna do this, and then
The Prince of Darkness is way funnier next to the priest.
correct
Over here.
Correct. And I was just gonna wear a little T-shirt, and you were like, "Nope, you gotta do it."
The suit coat's sick.
Yeah.
But anyway, boys, good camp. Jordan, I want to give you some flowers real quick. First of all, thanks for letting us send you to South Africa for 5 weeks straight.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sending me.
One thing I do appreciate, so like in the hunting space, giving you some credit. Everybody wants to work in this space, and a lot of people don't understand like internships are tough in the game because it's like you don't get paid, and everybody wants to not get paid to do it to one day get paid.
Yeah.
A lot of in this space is like getting the opportunity, building the relationships, opening up the doors, and all that stuff. And I think you've kind of experienced that a lot. But the commitment and the work you put in, dude, to like, yeah, I'll go and do it and be away from your family and all that. Like, you're passionate about it, dude, because most people would not do it, or they'd be scared to do it, or they think they want to do it, and then they realize
Yeah, you got
it sucks.
I don't know. You think it's something else before you start doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Even I thought it was something else, but I still love it, and I'm glad I do.
Yeah.
You perceive it one way, and there's a lot more that goes into it. But
Well, I think too, I feel like you have a genuine passion for hunting,
yeah,
and that's motivating, right?
Uh-huh.
And like doing this probably creates opportunity in hunting.
yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I just get as jacked up when I film someone shoot something as when I do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have a passion for both sides of it.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
You kill them with the camera too, so it's
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. You really do.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like for how young you are in the game, your fucking work ethic and skill is very impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think one day you're gonna outwork what you can do for us, which is a great thing. I hope
Yep.
I hope you do, really.
Yeah.
But I'm stoked, dude. It was cool to watch you shoot that kudu
Yeah.
and like watch your passion about it and like do it.
Insane.
It was cool, dude. So just give you some flowers,
Round
man.
of applause for
Thank
young
you.
boy.
Young boy.
Thank you.
So everybody loves you too, man. That's a cool thing. It's like I think people kind of like. There's like, how's Jordan? I'm like, he's one of the boys. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We've had another guy. He's a good dude, and he meant well, but he wasn't one of the boys. And it's like hard to find
Really
that.
Yep.
What's that?
So he really wasn't.
Well, it's hard to find that dynamic. That's a challenge, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can be cool, and you can be cool to be around, but there's people that you don't always want to hang out with all the time. Like our crew, we mesh so well. We come here, it's like, "What's up, faggot? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then it's just like that's what it is. It's just, oh, he got you. What are we at? An hour and 2 hours in? So it's like that's important. With Jordan, you kind of were just like part of our crew
He kind of just fell in.
right off the rip. So
I tripped on in.
tripped on in. So for people wondering, yes, Jordan has a job here. We're going to talk about that. If he wants a job, if we can make it work, Jordan will be with WCB. Of course, we got to like figure out what that means and all that stuff, but how it makes sense, what we can do. But yeah, definitely. So
We hope he doesn't go anywhere on him.
people can stop ripping off on us. But if that works out, cool. But also too, if he gets an opportunity, of course, we're going to encourage him for that. So
I got 2 more hunts with Stan.
yeah.
Potts cameraman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, literally, you sent me hey, are these dates cool if I go film Stan? I didn't even look at them. I said, yeah, of course. I didn't even
Say
read them.
no.
I have no idea what the dates are. I just like, yeah, absolutely, do it. You know,
Absolutely not.
No.
fuck Stan, dude.
He's making 100% more than he's making with us, so why wouldn't you go do it?
Well, I mean, what that is, that's opportunity,
Yeah.
Right.
you know? And honestly, that's legacy a bit.
Yeah, for sure. He's a legend.
Yeah, dude, you've already filmed him kill a pooner.
Yeah.
You have a resume, dude.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's added up quick.
In a fucking year, just over a year,
Yeah, I don't know. A lot changed in a year.
fast.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just over a year ago, you're getting your nipple tased
Yeah.
for $20.
Honestly, yeah, about a year ago. But you know, that's a stress that weighs on us. Like we don't want you to feel like we took advantage of you or anything like that. You know, like that's the last thing we want to feel. And that's like honestly a stress that weighed on me is like, man, I want to like make if it didn't work out to where we hire you and whatever happens, we wanted to make it like you had opportunity to be hired.
100%.
And that's like I think that's the big in any internship. It's like, well, if you don't work like for whatever company you're interning with, you have the experience to be hired
Yeah, for sure.
You got to build that resume.
wherever. You know,
Meet a lot of people. That's huge too. You got to know people in this industry. I feel like
you do. Oh, 100%.
you can't.
All
just-
industries are that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most of the time, it's who you know, not what you know.
that's very true. It's fucked up, but that's true. Cool. So good work. Just want to give you some flowers,
Thank
everybody.
you. And I want to say thank you to the people on Facebook for not being mean to me. Thank you.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Everyone on Facebook is pretty cool. Then no one's been mean to me yet, so don't start being mean to me.
Oh, like in the group?
Yeah.
You
There's
should
me
not
and
have said
Doug.
that.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna shit.
Here
on
we
you.
go.
Cut that. Cut that.
Nope. I think people appreciate it, man. People like you. It's fucked up looking at you with face paint around your eyes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just be Batman. But talk like Jordan for a minute.
All right.
All right.
But talk like Jordan.
Whitetails.
Let's
We're
shoot.
deep in this game, and we got some whitetail episodes coming. We're gonna release these South African camp episodes. We understand not everybody cares. We get it. We're not gonna. We'll use them. We'll double week you. We'll give you some camp episodes. We'll give you some other episodes. Trust me, we understand. It's not for everybody.
We're kind of doing it ass backwards, but it's okay.
It's just how it
It's-
falls.
yeah.
we had to take advantage of 666. I bailed on my costume most of the way through. But
Doug did not.
what are we thinking for whitetails, boys? It's getting go time. I planted the other day, and I got a fuck ton of rain, and I'm just hoping it didn't wash all my seed away.
I think it'll be
There was
good.
a lot of
We
rain.
got a lot of rain,
think it's
but
raining
I got
right now.
90% of my plots in. I got a couple more we have to do, but that rain I think is going to help a lot.
My hope is that I tilled and I cultipacked, and it was just soft enough that that dirt just like accepted the seed.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Take my
She was
seed.
fertile.
take my seed.
We love we love when someone else accepts seed. You know, just like take it in.
Suck.
It's yours now.
Yep.
Interesting.
I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about what I just did. Should we get out the Ouija board? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah, Jordan.
Hey.
Talk to the ghost.
Let me get
No, we're talking whitetails.
slide that Ouija board
Fuck
over
that
here.
Ouija board.
I'm gonna
If we're gonna bust this on, I got to get another drink.
Yeah, okay. You better get one. Throw that Ouija board down at Daddy. Can you do a one-person Ouija board experience?
I don't know.
No, you can't.
Can someone Google how to use a Ouija board?
Yeah, I don't know. how
Eric,
to
what are you
use it.
thinking for whitetail season?
What am I thinking?
Since we're done, I need to take this off.
Here, I'll Ouija board while
We're not done. We're doing the Ouija board. You got to do the
Yeah, you
Ouija
gotta
board
keep
with
that
that
on.
on.
Mark, you are covered
You're the
in
guardian
glitter.
angel.
You are covered in glitter.
You got a strip
You look
club?
like a slut, dude.
I am.
Okay.
I will say I tilled my food plot before I left for Africa and planted borderline, and I came back, and for some reason I expected the center of my plot not to have grown any weeds and still be dirt.
Wrong.
So I showed up and I was pretty disappointed.
He's bad.
I was like,
Gone for 6 weeks and
Yeah.
expected not a weed to grow.
yeah, I was like, fuck. And then I just started
I think
thinking
he
about it.
texted me and he just goes, I'm fucked. I'm like, what does that mean?
Because my fucking
Dude,
tractor
your shirt is
exploded. It's just all bad things, but we'll figure it out.
Dude, you are just glimmering in the light.
So you got some bucks or what?
I got a couple bucks on camera they're looking good.
On your Black 8?
My Black 8 camera, yes.
Nice.
Yes. There's one especially that's hanging around. I think he's calling home. That is gonna be
What's his name?
What's your name?
It has 8 drop tines and 3 main beams.
Yep.
Whoa.
That's him.
Wow.
That's him.
Yep. He's huge.
I don't name him. Oh. I've never named a deer.
Really?
Except 9 Lives, but the neighbor
Really?
gave him that name.
I name them all because it's like, how many split G2 bucks can you have?
That
How
1.9,
many- Yeah, the 9 pointer,
big
the
nine.
9 pointer with the 4-inch 2, or, or whatever.
the G210.
Yeah, the short G210, the
I
long
got-
G210.
I named a deer one time, and I thought it was a pretty cool name. You could probably gonna call me gay, but
You're gay.
he had really long G2s, and they went he tilted way back. I named him Tombstone. Get it with the 2? That's
No.
pretty clever. You can't even lie.
Pretty
I
good.
let my kids name my
Pretty
deer.
gay.
Yeah, everyone lets their kids name their deer.
Yep.
Lee, loser.
Are you Ouija boarding yourself?
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
What's happening?
No, look it up. See how you do it.
Is Lee gay? Yes.
Somebody already did that joke about Doug. It's not funny, Kurt.
Is Doug gay?
Yup.
Yes.
That's waiting to move.
How to use.
I guess if we're taking off our costumes.
Oh, what the hell?
George's naked under there.
He just stayed in there. Like,
no clothes under this.
I fully committed.
Doug, what about you? You banking on the plant, or you gonna do some other?
I'm baking on a property that I hunt.
Oh. Phenomenal.
There's one buck that he has not showed up in a long time, but he's pretty funky though. He has like 3 main beams, control main beam with that club down below his face. But I have not seen him in quite a while.
Yeah, it's early.
Okay, he's still.
Quite
Don't worry
a
about it.
Last time that happened last year, he died, Doug.
Hey, easy.
Dude, fuck you. What are you doing? Trying to piss me off? He's not dead, Jordan.
Better being pissed on.
Yeah, well,
Just say.
Lord Chandler,
What's up?
what's your season outlook looking like?
Disappointing right now. I was waiting on a big one and finally got a picture of him yesterday, and the one side is about 20 inches less than what I was hoping for. He got hurt last November, and he's
Didn't help
disappointing.
Well,
He's
you just
probably
need that.
he's still a good buck. He's probably close to 160, but he's just his one side's really big and his other side is just short,
petered out.
So he might get hunted with the trad bow.
Gotcha. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you see a lot of those people. Terry Drury, that big 215 he killed last year, he passed it the year before because it had a weak side and it was still like a 180-inch deer. But I'm like,
I'll be shooting on thing.
Yeah.
it'd be hard to do that. But
Who are you
Yeah.
talking to?
I got it. To play the Ouija board, sit 2 people opposite to one another. Place the fingers of both hands lightly on the piece and move the piece around on the game board.
The piece.
It usually works better if the lights are out and a few candles are lit, of course. Ask the
Do we have
Ouija board a
candles?
question
We do have candles.
or conjure up a
I'll get
spirit.
candles.
Conjure.
Conjure up a spirit. It's your choice. Play at your own risk. Be sure to say goodbye when you are through. Goodbye.
So you and Doug have to talk to the spirits
Let's play, Doug.
because you're closer.
You and Eric.
Let's play. Move all these bush light candles.
How do we
Should I-
even?
wait a minute.
How do we start?
Wait a minute. Should I put my costume back on?
Just in case.
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have taken it off.
We need a priest.
Do we need some holy water?
Okay, Doug.
Bushlight.
Anybody got any candles?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Holy fuck, he has a candle. He actually does have a candle.
Turn them
the
lights
lights
down.
How the
Turn the
hell
lights
did you
off.
have a candle?
Yeah, where'd you get that thing?
Don't question me.
Okay.
Was that in your utility belt?
Where do we start? Oh, lightly over here.
So how do you start?
Do you close your eyes?
No, because then you can't see what they're saying.
This already feels gay, dude.
Yeah, this isn't fake.
See, this is already fake.
It's a
Why?
Hasbro toy.
You're the one scared of it. Yeah, it's made by Little Tykes.
Turn the TV off. We gotta get in the mood here.
Okay. You want the TV off?
Yeah.
I'll have the remote. Oh, it's right there.